which means I need to. Actually, I think I can. Trying to figure out how to keep the music on, but not have you on. I might need to mute you for 5 minutes or so.
That works.
All right. Okay, you're muted. And everybody can hear me too. Whoops. Okay, I can bring my mic up. Hi, everybody. It's me. I need to unmute our guest here. All right, you're free.
Am I here?
Yep, you're here. You've been unleashed.
Oh, okay, good.
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was gonna go to the bar on my corner to get some, well, I guess it'd be dinner at this point, but they were closed for a holiday party, so I couldn't do that. So then I had to walk in freezing cold over to the beer store, and
what?
oh wait, I see. I was listening to the stream. And
Oh,
I got confused.
get yourself confused? Yeah,
Yes.
That happens to me constantly.
Yeah, someone should do something about that. It'd be nice if there was no network latency of any kind
Of
whatsoever.
any kind, yeah. I mean, look, how hard can that be? I just want you guys to be able to see literally no time at all. Just because it needs to encode and re-encode and decode video all over the place doesn't
I
mean
bet
that
Elon Musk could do it.
that guy's a genius. I don't know if there's
yeah.
anything he can't do. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
In any case, real quick, I did not quite finish my prep work before this, like a professional. So you're going to need to bear with me while I get trains running. And I think we can all agree that this is a critically important thing to get working here.
This is the part where you do the train station at the edge of the map so you can control the trains manually.
Basically, I'm not gonna let this game determine what trains are gonna spawn. I don't trust it.
Well, the folks at Colossal Order are not very good at trains, I have found.
No, they could be better at trains. All things considered, they could be better at trains.
And I got that dun 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 dun.
How's the music and everything? It's not a very good song right now. Let me fix that. But apart from that, like, anybody have any problems with the levels? Apart from me being too loud, because I should be at volume 0 the whole time, because that's very funny. I get it.
I can't hear any music at all on my side. So
yeah, you're not going to be able to hear any music. We're going to have to wait until the people tell us what's good or not. So this is sort of the official, unofficial unveiling of the of your trains.
Yes, my trains for me.
For you. Well, not only for you though, which is what's convenient.
This is true.
It is true. Gonna get these two and this.
You can add a stop at the neighbor connection?
Yeah. It just works like a regular station. Yep. Welcome to the stream where we teach Donoteat to play that game that playing is kind of his full-time job.
I don't know how to play games.
Would you not identify yourself as a gamer?
No, other people can do that.
Anyway, so this is a little project I've done some work with before. Man, that sucks. I'd really like it to use the inside track, but, you know, can't win them all. Some of you guys, if you're big fans of me, which is weird and you probably shouldn't be, might recognize this city as something I built in the stream earlier. Which is just a little like New Jersey inspired kind of suburb. So there we go. This is probably way too many trains. I gotta figure out how to let you guys be able to hear these because I'm thrilled with the way these look, of course, as the game decides to like completely overexpose them. These are, they're gonna back up all the time too, aren't they?
I gotta put a little loop at the end.
Yeah, I think so. But if I need to use this outside connection, oh god.
I usually have one train. I usually have a station that links only to the outside connection.
Yeah.
And then I have a second station next to it that doesn't have or isn't connected to the outside connection, and that's where I run the trains from.
That makes a lot of sense. Welcome
It
to
looks ugly as hell, but
how the sausage is made for like good-looking City Skylines stuff, because you cannot trust the game to keep stuff good-looking and nice. It just doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. You gotta DIY it all. This is gonna all be single track. As I blast my fake northeast corridor all the way down to a single track.
yeah. Well,
just like real life.
Susquehanna River Bridge.
Yeah, that's true. This is not as bad as Portal Bridge.
Also extremely bad.
Also extremely bad.
That's no tracks a lot of the time.
God, that's living in the New York area again. The thought of what's going to happen when they need to apparently just tape up the Hudson River tunnels or the North River tubes.
Yeah, they'll just do they'll do another Cuomo special.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Oh man, that was funny.
I still can't believe that. And I guess for those of you who don't know, I work at the MTA.
Didn't you move for the L train shutdown?
Yes, I did. I for sure absolutely did. I'm living very far away from all my friends who did not move, and I was just thinking like, man, these guys are dumb. No.
They're playing with people's lives.
They're playing with my life. Anyway. The game is pretty limited, somebody says. Yes and no, I guess. Because while you definitely have to like know how to sneak around the game's rules, you can basically do whatever you want beyond that, or nearly whatever you want.
God, the amount that Colossal Order lets you fudge things is pretty excellent, actually.
Yeah, I mean the only reason we even see stuff like this is because we've hacked the game so badly to remove like lights at the edge or the fog from the edge of the map, which lets you see like hacky stuff. Like,
yeah, if
you want to play this game as God intended, I guess, it's pretty solid. Like, that feels like very faint praise, I suppose, but like, it's a very good game. Great. Now I need to delete. Those cool lines I just made? I gotta delete them all. Do them again. So this, once again, like this. So this is how Franklin works, right? Modern high-speed trains deliver people from the edge of the map one station, and then
the tiny old-timey train picks them up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they get off the Acela, which modern and high-speed both in quotes there.
It makes the same schedule as the Metro liner did in the 60s. I mean, that's pretty modern compared to the tiny train you get on in Franklin.
Very true. That said, though, to be fair to the Acela, it makes that same schedule, making a lot more stops. You didn't have to stop at Metro Park in the 60s.
No, Metro Park was built as for the Metro liner project.
Damn. Then, because I looked at the schedule, when it did 3 hours, it was... Wow, okay. Screwed.
There was... No, the really fast schedule was the one that just went Washington, New York City, no stops.
Which they need to bring back. Maybe stop in Philadelphia.
Definitely
Boston.
Stop in Philly.
Boston, Hartford. No, not Hartford. That doesn't stop. Where the hell's the...
inland route. Yeah, let's go.
I've seen somebody genuinely propose to use the inland route for proper high-speed rail.
I've heard it's pretty doable. I mean, because you got the whole thing is to get around Old Saybrook because they are the worst NIMBYs in the world.
Can we just completely bulldoze their town? I feel like a new high-speed rail yard would be perfect for Old Saybrook.
I mean, what they eventually settled on doing for the study for high-speed rail on the Northeast Corridor was they were just going to tunnel underneath Old Saybrook, like the whole thing, rather than put the tracks basically on the same alignment as the I-95 bridge.
Isn't it weird how NIMBYs are Are you kidding me? Are these all going to back up here too?
Almost certainly.
This game sucks. So he's backing up. with that 1940s era Pullman car. Yep, backing up. Oh no, they're just all despawning. What is happening here? Oh, okay. So yes, backing up.
Oh.
Great, great,
I want to know
awesome.
the stream is a little choppy.
It's
Folks,
choppy. Video
it's,
output low. Oh yeah, it is for sure. Why so laggy? That's a very good question. Why so laggy? What's OBS say? OBS says everything is healthy again. I've had this problem before. Okay, lower the bitrate. I don't know what the hell I can do without having to like stop and restart the stream. Maybe I can just do that. What is my stream? What is my output at right now? Oh boy, it is 4K. Okay, you know what? I will... I'll be right.
Probably don't need 4K, yeah.
No, I don't think I need that. I don't know why that's even set to that. I'll be right back.
Take two.
Yeah, seriously. We're gonna do this though, so it's at least a little sexy. Oh, resumed. Okay.
Okay.
We should be back? I don't quite know. We should be back.
We're not back on my end yet.
We're not quite back on my end yet, but I'm seeing streaming. I'm seeing YouTube say the stream is continuing. You gotta love how easy they make all of this. Oh, no, wait. The other thing. Not making it easy. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys can see me. Hello. You can see me. You can see my shelf of cool train crap.
Have you moved again since I was up there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might explain why things look different. Yeah, I did do my move because of the L train thing. Which turned out really well. I found myself a nice, cool place where I have a room just for my computer, which feels very extra.
That's excellent, yeah.
But, you know, it promotes good hygiene or something.
Well, you got a bit more of a commute, you know, which would help me out because my commute is roll out of bed onto the computer.
Yeah, well, you know, okay. Oh crap, that needs to get rotated to be, you know, possible. Okay, fingers crossed. We'll be able to start seeing these guys. So, you're doing an Amtrak episode pretty soon now. Soon.
Actually soon, yeah.
And you asked for, like, Amtrak at the very beginning of Amtrak.
Right after A-Day, yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's right. A-Day, actually, which I now know of, May 1st, 1971, 5171. Yeah. There you go. You'll be able to see that soon. That's the locomotive number for the Amtrak loco. I thought that'd be nice.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and I've got February 1st, 68 for the Penn Central one, too. Or the Keystone Central. Hiding a whole bunch of crap in there, as always. So this is a little bit after the first day of Amtrak. You wanted 72. This is maybe 74, 75. Just because if it was literally Amtrak's first day of operation, we'd have one painted engine and just a bunch of random railroad crap.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd space it out a little bit into the Rainbow era. So like you can still see you got a Penn Central or Keystone Central B unit here. We've got another nice Keystone Central Tuscan red there. What do you think? This is the Pennsylvania Railroad at its best was Penn Central.
Oh, obviously, yeah. We had all the wonderful things like standing derailments and
millions of dollars lost every day.
Yes. Car shops that were just, you know, completely
overwhelmed
out in the open
and overwhelmed.
You know, you got like crews who have to make repairs on dozens and dozens of rail cars, and they don't even have a shed to work in. They got to haul out the welder in 17-degree weather in, like, I don't know, Altoona or Johnstown or something. I mean,
Jesus. Yeah, it was not great. So this one's actually slightly later, or they at least put together most of their matching equipment. But this is a whole fun project, and I'm sorry to all you Do Not Eat fans who were waiting for this video for months now, because this took me 3 different apartments, 2 moves, like a whole bunch of stuff. Because I was trying to build it for the future, so it's like all these bud cars and things, these will come around, they'll have their day in Franklin.
Yeah.
So they're built enough and flexible enough that like when the time comes, I can just send you over the models, and all of a sudden you've got bud cars, you've got smooth side kind of Pullman or ACF cars that like match in terms of style.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So that's another thing. When Amtrak first started, they just took everybody's equipment. So it's a big hodgepodge. I even did some special bud cars with the California Zephyr, like the full fluting. So I can do a Zephyr one day.
I like the slumber coach.
Yeah, right? I gotta love those squiggly windows, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, some of the cars still have their original names. Camden Valley here. Some don't. Silver Sequoia. You know. This was a ton of fun to make. Almost all of these train consists are actually based off of ones I watched. Like, I searched and trawled YouTube for good old Fort Nice. For, like, 1975 era consists and trains, and replicated them to the best of my ability. They've all got good custom sounds, too, that I don't think you guys can hear. I'm trying to get that working, but I changed my audio device for cities, and it's just said, no thanks. It's going to use the old one still. So it's playing through my speaker. Here's one. This is backing up, which is completely inappropriate, but a little more West Coast, I guess, with that Union Pacific unit back there.
For those of you on a stream who might not be familiar, Amtrak, right when it started, they just picked up all kinds of passenger equipment from the private railroads that were right before. That's why they call it the Rainbow Era, because it would just be a whole train of
random cars,
railroad cars.
They
picked the cars that were in the best condition, not necessarily the cars that looked nice with other cars.
Yes, absolutely true. So that was part of the agreement when Amtrak was founded, right? The railroads gave Amtrak all their old passenger equipment.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the really crappy stuff went to the commuter railroads.
Yes, for sure. Which is why,
the good stuff went to Amtrak.
Yep. And I mean, some of these bud cars were literally, like, will last forever. Like, solid stainless steel.
A lot of them were in service until only a couple years ago was when the
last diners. Yep. Yeah. I remember once, 2008, 2009, I took the Lakeshore Limited, and we had a beautiful California Zephyr original 1950s era diner. It was fantastic.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. It's kind of sad that they're all gone now, but I'm imagining the Viewliner diners are a little nicer. So
I doubt it. I haven't been in one, but
I haven't been in one either. In any case, so the Keystone Central here is our fake Penn Central. The Cuyahoga River, which of course is the river that literally caught fire during this same sort of era. So my friend Miles, who did all the paint jobs and things for me, thought that would be appropriate to kind of sum up the Penn Central, or the Keystone Central.
That sounds about right.
River that catches fire. In any case.
I like the green one. The green Penn Central equipment's my favorite.
Yeah,
because they tried to, start. Oh, the green one is the Cuyahoga, because I'm getting this on a delay. But I don't think they ever fully managed to get. I don't think you would ever see a full set of Penn Central cars that were all in green.
I don't think so. Huh. Sorry, this is me playing with my speaker, because City Skylines, at least, tried to be playing through my speaker audio-wise, and stopped. Like, these all have custom sounds. I got proper prime movers, I got era-appropriate horns and things, and damn it, I want you guys to hear them. I also want these things to stop backing up through my city. This sucks.
You gotta select them and manually remove them and have them respawn.
Have them respawn. Yeah, exactly. I've got a handful of Easter eggs in the car numbers and things, as always. One big pain in the ass with making all these is you need 30 different car numbers and names, and just having to sit somewhere and invent 30 numbers is more annoying than you might think. Especially some names, too. Where's one?
Here is a question.
Yes.
So, did you consider using the random train trailers mod to have the consist kind of randomized, you know?
I did. I actually have that installed here. I mostly use it for freight. The problem with using random train trailers is it's hard to distribute those configs through the Steam Workshop.
I have noticed that, yeah.
Yeah, which means you have to like distribute the cars and then reference the right Steam Workshop uploads and things. So I kind of let people do that on their own. That'd be a great use for these though. Definitely, just to be able to like have a pool of coaches to draw from, a pool of sleepers. I tried to make them a little more localized because one pattern you'd see in a lot of these Amtrak cars in the early days was that they, generally speaking, stay near where they came from for several years. So it's like this train here with the Amtrak in Penn Central would stay kind of on the East Coast, and then same with this one, which is also Amtrak in Penn Central. And then like further out west, you might see a couple Western railroads floating around in there, and it would just kind of go that way.
And
if that makes any sense.
Chicago, anything could happen.
Right? Exactly. And that's kind of how you ended up with a few big mixes, which was like, oh, there just so happened there was a diner needed in Chicago, and some train from the East Coast showed up needing, like with a diner that needed to go out right away onto the West Coast. So
yeah, just put any old car on it, it's fine.
It's fine, whatever. And all of a sudden you ended up with like ex-Southern Pacific car mechanics and things getting presented with an old New York Central diner and asked to fix it. Cool. Good luck, guys. But it worked for the most part.
I've never heard of no Pullman standard before. This is a Bud facility.
That was one lucky thing, I suppose, is that they ended up with a lot of commonality, just because Bud and Pullman completely ruled the market for such a long time with a little bit of like ACF.
It's just incredible how that worked against them, like almost immediately after Amtrak, because then they ordered the Amfleets,
made by Bud.
That was the last car that was built.
Yep. I mean, once there was only Amtrak, the knowledge base of the customer base of passenger car manufacturer went to basically zero.
Yeah,
that's happening.
Monopsony. And that's not so good for if there's two manufacturers and the orders come once every 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. Now, though, neither exist, which is really convenient and also very good. So it's like, you'll see, so Bud built the Amfleets, Pullman built the first batch of Superliners, and then both went bankrupt. And now Amtrak's a little screwed, because just nobody makes a bunch of cars anymore. And whatever weird holding company still owns the Bud patents, still owns the designs for the Amfleets. So it's not even like they could quickly call up CAF or call up some other railroad and get that, or some other manufacturer and get it made. It's just that knowledge is locked away, having to pay some dead company.
Birmingham in the chats says, I can't find the old Baldwin Locomotive Works. I'll tell you where you want to look is in Eddystone, just by the Northeast Corridor. There's a big building which has 4 wings, right? That was the headquarters. There's 2 of the old erecting halls right near it. I had an interview in that building once. Did not get the job. Very hard to get to by train, ironically.
That is ironic and weird. Come on, Horn. Nothing. How weird. Maybe I need to like tab out and try to get the... Okay, you probably would have been able to hear that. Volume mixer, maybe? Maybe it's a volume mixer. Maybe City Skylines is trying to go to the wrong. City Skylines doesn't even show as doing audio. Maybe this is why.
Yeah, that'll do it.
everything's mixed to all these different speakers. There we go. So you're set to do speakers. Why can't I... Huh. This is all very confusing to me. Trying to get... Just want to get City Skyline. That's probably a bad idea. There you go. It says it's making some sound, but I don't know what the heck speakers is. Just generic speakers. Anyway. Amtrak just put out an RFP for amp fleet replacements. You're right, they did. It's happening.
Seems I heard a lot of rumors or a lot of discussion on Twitter that it's basically they just want to buy Siemens cars. And,
which is stupid. They shouldn't do that. Anyway.
Who else would they get?
Somebody who they can contract their owned design in the Viewliners. They own that design. They got that design themselves. And they own all the engineering for it.
Right, but we got the new FRA regulations, so they can make lighter cars.
True, but the Viewliners, the big benefit to that is they're modular. Imagine if they could do completely modular fleets. You get Viewliner baggage cars, Viewliner sleepers, Viewliner diners, Viewliner coaches. You'd end up straight through, no problem.
Yeah, but if I'm doing the M Fleet 1, that's not going to interoperate with the Viewliners very much either. Anyway, you know, I'd rather get the light cars for corridor service, so maybe I can shave a couple minutes off the schedule rather than have them completely modular with the Viewliners.
True.
Which I'm sure there'd be at this point with the new regulations, all the old cars are obsolete one way or another, even the stuff that's 2 years old.
True. Very true. Talgos. Talgos would be fun. Oh no, it's not Steam streaming speakers. What the hell are my speakers called?
I rode a Talgo once.
I have not yet ridden the Talgos. I need to.
We got stuck behind the American Orient Express in Seattle. Or no, Vancouver. Because that train was too long. It overhanged a platform. And our train was scheduled to depart right after it. But, of course, the American Orient Express is made out of 60-year-old cars, so it broke down at the station, and we had to wait for them to haul it out of the way.
Good Lord. What a mess. Come on. Well, we'll try that. The big boy, I see some people. Overrated. Cool, but overrated. The big boy. Do you agree?
I could see that. Yeah, it's not that. It's big.
It is big, but
I will
that's
say that.
Basically it. It's just big.
You know, the kind of funny thing is when you really compare it to the size of other locomotives, it's not.
It's not that big.
It's
yeah,
slightly bigger.
And it's got a lot of wheels, but it doesn't have the most tractive effort. Wasn't the fastest. Wasn't the most
heaviest.
powerful. Wasn't the heaviest. Yes, geometry. I see you're talking about them running modern freight once with the Challenger. Oh yeah. For a while, Union Pacific just thought if there's power anywhere and a train needs to go, just use that power. And once that power happened to be a Challenger. So they did it. Which is cool, actually.
That is pretty funny, yeah.
They just thought, okay, why not?
Why not? Okay, sure.
Okay. Does anybody who knows more than me about Windows sound settings know how the hell to get this thing to work? Because otherwise I might have to like restart the game, which would not be awesome, because it would take a little while. I really want you guys to hear these damn sounds.
There's no sound coming in from City Skylines at all, right?
There is, but it's going to a different output event, or a different place than my other sounds.
What you should do is get another computer, right? And put the microphone next to the speaker for your current computer, right? And then log into the Discord on that computer.
One. There you go.
That's a really good and simple solution, I think.
Yeah, what could go wrong? It's perfect. Okay, I see some speakers here. Speakers, Realtek, high definition audio. Okay. Why does that not appear in my playback device list right now? My whole computer's just broken. There we go. Ah, there we go.
Oh, there she is.
So that's music. There they are. Can you hear them? This is through my microphone, so it's probably not awesome. What do you guys think? Can you hear them? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear Do Not Eat either right now.
Well, I wasn't talking, so they probably couldn't hear me.
No, they can hear you.
Okay.
They should be able to hear you. They should be able to hear everything. Of course, that's backing up. God damn it.
I see someone in the chat asking, after the Amtrak episode, will you talk about the Great Streetcar Scandal?
That'd be a good
Yes, eventually. I think the schedule's going to be another episode of Franklin, then Amtrak, then Public Housing 2.
Ooh, yes.
And then something else. I want to do climate change at some point. That'll be fun.
That'll be a good one.
Good and depressing.
Climate change in an hour and 10 minutes. Or else
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the sea level rise hits the plumbing a lot quicker than it hits the buildings.
Oh, God, you're right. I hadn't even thought of that. Anyway, of course, the second I get my camera placed and everything, all the trains go away, so...
Yes. Yes, it's the classic railfan problem.
Are they coming back on the other track now? You gotta be kidding. No, they're not.
I love the videos of, like, British train spotters, right?
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Steam excursion on, like, the second track.
Yep.
And they're all there on the platform waiting for the mainline steam train to come by. And then, like, a local train just pops up and blocks their view.
Yep. I love those. You just hear these guys waiting for the Flying Scotsman or whatever to drive by, and it just absolutely screws them over.
Nope.
I live for those videos. I mean, sorry about those guys, but those are awesome. Anyway. God, I feel bad for these poor people living nearby, but, you know, it's trains.
I don't know. I mean, you got a full block of room on all sides of the station. I don't think that's very good urbanism.
Well, I mean, hey, this is a specific train station that they have in New Jersey. I can't remember what it is specifically, but it's like a New Jersey transit station.
I'm thinking 4 tracks. I can't think of which one that would be.
The one I'm thinking of is not actually 4-track. This is a sort of like almost Northeast Corridor-esque, but not.
Huh.
It was originally planned to be like a small Northeast Corridor commuter town, basically so I could show off all my good trains.
You do the fun one and do what's that horrible Jersey Avenue? That's what I'm thinking of.
Let me do this. Huh? Weird. These bridges are all screwed up. Oh.
Jersey Avenue was the first park and ride, and they couldn't quite. And it was also supposed to be a new terminal, and they couldn't figure out quite how to do it. That's why it has the weird platform set up.
Weird.
And trains that originate at that station, or no, they pull off the corridor if they're terminating there, and then they go in a yard. But if they're originating there, they have to cross all 4 tracks at grade.
Ooh. That's not awesome.
Not a very well thought out system.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Man, it's dark here. Let me just pump that up a little bit. I'm screwing around with my settings to try and make this look a little different. Well, it's bright looking that way. Real quick, before I get to actually making the doing any building stuff, I figure I should stay distracted for as long as possible. But I happen to have a test version of the new version of Metro Overhaul Mod installed, and I feel like you guys might want to see that. Oh, no I don't. Just kidding. Sorry.
Ooh,
never mind.
I heard there were 4 tracks.
It's got 4 tracks stuff.
Ooh, 4 tracks.
Hey, that's important. We've never been able to actually like plan rail stuff before. It's just been like 2 tracks, or you can hack together 4 tracks like this.
So here's a real question, though.
Hmm.
Will we then, in the next version, after this next upcoming version, get the IND second system level of tracks? Get like 6 or 8 tracks.
Well, you say that, but no, I'm trying to make the next one after this be the elevated 3 tracks with the center bidirectional express. Good
Oh,
luck
that'll be
planning that
fun.
one in City Skylines, jerks.
I, I no, I can't think of a way you would do that. It would be funny.
It would be. You'd probably just do it express one way and send everything the other way local. Oh, you
Oh
gotta love
no!
industries, guys. Check out my sleepy little commuter town with scaled down giant dump trucks driving through the street and like
What?
forest loaders.
All we need to do is fix the rush hour mod, so that you or is rush hour out of date? I forget.
I think so. I think it's now called real time.
Well, if you could fix it so the transport budget was set so that you could control it at different times of the day, you could have uh you could have expresses that run one direction in the morning rush and another direction in the evening
So we
rush.
sort of have that already. You can select things to be day or night, but that's it. See?
Yeah.
Well, you'll see soon. But we have day or night controls. God, these horns are getting annoying. I'm so sorry.
Someone's asking me, "Do not eat. What happened to your upload schedule?" It died.
That's unfortunate.
I know, right? I gotta fix that. I gotta get a new upload schedule, I guess.
It'll happen. All right. So, what do you think of my little town?
I like it. I'd
Very,
probably live there.
very commuter rail inspired. Figured this street probably had an interurban or streetcar along it at some point.
I'm gonna say, give me more row houses.
More row
I need me
houses.
some row houses.
Sounds like a plan. They keep spawning these crappy default game assets. Actually, hang on. I need to put the sound back to the. There you go. Now you guys get the music back. But we lose game sound, which is probably okay. Ooh, I think I have those stupid duplexes installed now. I feel like this place needs a little gentrification.
Yeah.
Needs it to look realistic, not needs it because it needs it. You know what I mean.
I'm
Get out
seeing
of
some
here, these crappy
saw
trees.
some Rojava discourse in the chat. Actually, I support Rojava.
Okay, you know what? I'm not. I feel like this is all too high density for this like suburb. Maybe these 3-story ones not so much, but some of this is a little tall. You agree?
You know, the size of the default house assets
It's
is
wacky.
pretty astonishing, right? Everyone lives in some kind of, I don't know, a ranch house that takes up the size of,
Of the lot, yeah.
yeah, of just an enormous lot.
I'd love to see, eventually, in the spirit of your destroying industries with facts and logic, I'd love to see a equivalent one for each other DLC, including the base game.
I mean, Green Cities definitely needs the treatment.
Greens,
That
yeah.
would be the next one I would go after, because
Do you have Green Cities?
I do have Green Cities.
Oh.
And you know,
Why?
it's the classic example of, because I wanted to see how bad it was,
Oh, okay.
and it's the classic example of, you know, kind of greenwashing. You
Oh,
know,
for
where you
sure.
just say how, you know, this is like you have your sort of like eco-friendly zones or something, right?
Yep.
And they put in health food stores and like a yoga place, and
Yep.
you know,
That's
kind
not-
of like,
Yeah.
you know, doing yoga is fine, but it doesn't help the environment.
Yep. I mean, I get that the previous expansion was all about mass transit, but to have a Green Cities expansion pack that has literally zero transit anything in it sucks.
It's a little bizarre, yeah. I mean, even extending the existing transit options or something.
In some way, right? Like, they could have done, like, bike share. That would have been cool. Though I guess people can pull bikes out of their butt anyway. But,
You
like,
can't do that.
not since I fell that one time.
Ah, well, there you go. Yeah.
Before that, you know, I'd need some forewarning. But yeah.
All right. Well, we got not much of a city left, I see.
Well, you know, I think it's time to start. God, traffic here, not awesome now that I've evicted everybody from their building. I've got some stuff. Got a little fire department here. That's cute, right?
Right.
Little city hall, public plaza of some sort. That's also cute. Okay. So, quote unquote downtown. I feel like we need some big towers. Probably not.
I can get like a city this size. I'd say you get like two 14-story buildings, and that's it.
I don't know if they'd have anything that big, actually.
Maybe 10. I don't know.
Even that feels tall as hell, but who knows? Maybe this was something someday. Back in the day. One says 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus the roof, penthouse, terrace, whatever.
There's probably
I don't know. That feels tall. But I think that kind of constricting the density like I had before is probably or differently to how I had before. It was just like a lot of medium. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. You'll see it soon.
I was gonna say I'm back where you were counting on my stream.
Oh boy.
The delay is increasing.
I should not be increasing. Got 159 State Street from Providence. Man, there are a lot of... Oh yeah, did you see my last stream? I'm getting distracted again immediately, and this is obviously way too big of a building. But I commissioned Honker to make my office. So he did. Ooh. Which was fun. So we finally have a good internationalist skyscraper, which you'll see in a second.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we can't get him to make a couple more of these guys. It's 2 Broadway, MTA headquarters. It's got all the good stuff. It's got the art at the bottom. It's like a funky, cool shape. You know, it's everything that a proper city needs. We desperately lack 50s era international style architecture.
Especially the stuff with the setbacks, you know, when they hadn't quite settled on the idea that you can just build the full size of the lot.
Well, you can't here, right? We're still on that zoning resolution.
I guess they want public space, and then you build a smaller tower. I don't remember.
Yep, that's the newer technique.
Something Seagram's building something.
Somebody asked, will Gramercy get an airport? Yes, but not huge. I've already done a big, huge airport series, and I want to say that's burned me out forever on airports, but...
So every airport, you know, that anyone builds in any
it's all
series
the same.
Goes out to like 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's 6 intensely samey episodes, which honestly, I think is kind of cool. I like the airport. I like doing the big airport series. Like, the fact that we could operate at full scale, basically, was awesome. Like, I love it. But, you know, it'd be like some weird half-sized 60% sized airport. It would still run out to like 3 or 4 episodes at minimum.
I feel like I might I'll do an airport in Franklin eventually.
Yeah, yours will be cool because
we'll start with the old-timey one.
Exactly. You'll start with like a little 1920s aerodrome, and then it'll be
runway.
like an air base at some point, and then continue to be interesting. But like, you know, just building another brand new airport doesn't sound incredible to me. Little synagogue.
Hey, but you could just you could just say like, okay, here's the airport. There's the runway. We're done.
Yeah, no, for real though. Like, it's good stuff. Oh, this is new. Have you seen this? Somebody did the cable building from Houston Street. You'll see it in just a second. It's gorgeous. I think Darth did this. Let's see.
I'm not seeing it yet. I'm still back where you're putting the synagogue in.
I had to get rid of the synagogue because it was a little.
Oh yeah, you just got rid of the synagogue.
Yeah, it'll come back. I'll find a better place for it. Man, game got super laggy all of a sudden for me. In any case, man, that building is taking its sweet time to get built. This is always like the slowest part for me, is trying to figure out what the hell to build. God, I can still hear those damn trains. Corrigan? Damn, I always think it's the scale of this city is so much different because like I use that train station asset for like a small building. Uh-oh, is this the police? No, it's fire.
I thought maybe you had the police coming to your house. I was like, oh shit, they're onto us.
NYPD. I had the cops called on me once at a party.
That happened to me more than once. It hasn't happened in a long time.
It was really frustrating, I guess, because we weren't like being any louder or more obnoxious than usual, and like the neighbors called the cops on us just straight up. They didn't like knock on our door first. Like we just called the cops. All of a sudden, the door gets knocked on, and it's the cops. It's like, hi, excuse us.
I shared a backyard with the police department. That was my problem.
Yeah, that'll do it. So the cops called themselves on you.
Presumably, yeah.
So have you seen this building, by the way? The post office that Bad Idea made?
I have not seen the post office that Bad Idea made.
So you're about to, and he found this cool flag. It's just called Historic Post Office. But if you rename it, it gets Christmas lights.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
It's really cool. Yeah, he found some flag that lets you spawn in extra meshes and things. So it gets these beautiful little Christmas lights when you rename it. Which is fun. I want to try and implement that if I ever get around to making any buildings. It's
I need
nice.
to get around to making some buildings for the Franklin series. I got to start. Oh, that is nice. Now that I've seen it happen on my end. I need to get a couple big dumb Victorians built.
I'm working on some San Francisco Victorians now that the E8s are done, so.
The thing is, the Philly Victorians are very different from San Francisco Victorians.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like they're a little more rambly.
A lot more brick.
Also a lot more brick.
Yeah, no wood, only brick.
Yeah, they learned their lesson in San Francisco with the brick.
I mean, you know, just stick some steel rods in there, you're fine.
I still think all that seismic stuff that they have to build to, I cannot imagine trying to be a civil engineer there.
The weird thing is, in most parts of the United States, if I remember correctly, the seismic code is still the governing code. You know, because you're kind of like, you're building towards, even here on the East Coast, we're building towards, you know, a once in 100-year event, which could still be, you know, a 6 or so on a Richter scale, or it could be like there's that the big one at the New Madrid Fault that was like a 7 or 8 that went straight up and down the East Coast.
Is that the one that knocked over everybody's lawn chairs?
No, this was about 200 years ago.
Oh, okay. So
like 1817.
By the way, have you seen that you got
really bad earthquake on the East Coast?
Ooh. Have you seen you got completely sharked on Penn Station?
I did see that. And I'm still going to finish mine eventually.
I hope so.
Because I have an interior, and
that's true. This one does not have an interior. Damn, though. What we lost.
Yes.
They should just put it back. The exact same way.
Just put it back up. Yeah, I am 100% in favor of it.
But the problem is, though, if they put it back up, it would need a lot less, like, Pennsylvania Railroad office, and they'd have to figure out a way to make it a mall.
It was a mall when it was built.
True, but, like, I don't know. Nobody's going to build their Apple store in Penn Station.
Yeah, they will. You got a lot of foot traffic.
So he says, this looks vaguely like Madison, New Jersey. Actually, yeah, that is in fact the very specific place I based this on. Huh, okay. Well, one of the handful of places. But yeah, it's supposed to be some sort of New Jersey-esque. I'm kind of backdating it, and I'm kind of destroying all the houses to try and make something hopefully a little better of like a downtown anchor. Cops need a big building here. It's just a little.
What you need to do is have an abandoned main line at an angle to the existing train station, like half those New Jersey stations seem to have.
I've got an abandoned or a partially unused spur over here, cutting off the corridor up through Magnolia Heights.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's just like a little one-track thing that splits into a couple tracks to serve some medium-scale industry. Imagine I'll probably do a little more industry on the waterfront here. So I got this big coal power plant, which I like. Coal probably not being the best for something here on the river, but, you know, it happens. This is sort of...
like Stamford.
Yep, I was going to say, this is sort of based off of Bridgeport or even Port Jefferson in New York, which had a coal plant served by barge. So that's where we are. Coal plant served by barge.
They got a couple of those in Philly. They're peaking plants at best.
Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt they use it much. Tim's saying, why am I not using his tracks? Because I forgot that you sent them to me. Honestly, it's partially that. And it's partially because this uses all like one-way setups, which I don't think you have done quite yet. Yeah, I've got these great. You've seen these, right? There's these big-ass smokestacks that Ronix did.
I think I've seen them. I'm not sure.
You'll see them pretty soon. We got like big brick smokestacks, which we should be able to see more of in Franklin soon.
That's true, yes.
Which will be fun.
I'll probably have to go back and put a crap load in there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen kind of between episodes, I guess, if you're ever going to just like expand off camera or on stream or anything like that. I know
it's at some point. The next episode should be a short one because, putting in a prison is not going to be a big, super long episode. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess there'd be some expansion around it, but I don't know what else. But then after that, I'm not sure where we go. I haven't thought this out too hard. Because I'll be honest, I find the power planning and politics theories more interesting to do.
Yeah, you'll get there because I think that I thought Franklin, just the unique selling point of Franklin is still incredibly cool. And you'll start to get some more interesting stuff. It just kind of happens that when there's basically functionally infinite, free, readily available land that functionally no one at the time, at least, was living in.
Yeah.
It's not the most dynamic thing because they can just kind of expand onto uninhabited land. I'm ready for you to plow some freeways straight through everything you've built up until this point.
One of them I need to one of the things I need to do in one of the upcoming episodes is do a real thorough demonstration of how Native Americans were pushed off their land with a sort of veneer of legality. Because effectively you just found someone who would sign a treaty and you had them sign the treaty and then you took the land and said, well, it's legal. Someone signed the paper. It's legal. And a lot of times that person would wind up dead afterwards, especially as you went further west.
I wonder why that would happen.
In the, past the Mississippi.
Man, I'm not thrilled by my row house selection here. Okay, that's all low density. I might just go back to zoning, but see if I can just monitor it a little better.
That's the thing about zoning is that you wind up with 2 or 3.
You gotta watch it.
Buildings that just repeat over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it, luckily, because I'm doing like modern Brooklyn sort of stuff, I've got a decent amount. God, that's been like killing my motivation to do some Gramercy episodes lately. It's just that like the current Brooklyn collection is like a couple neighborhoods in Brooklyn. It just does not represent the sort of areas I want to be building.
And the thing you got to do, what you got to do now that there's precedent, is you got to do an episode that like is an Astoria analog and get Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the stream. Now that we know she has a Discord.
Hey, I'd love to do stuff like that. Honestly, like I'm not quite, I want to say, as political, at least on my channel most of the time, but hell, I'm all about trying to get like guests and experts and people in. I need to get Andy Byford to teach people about subways.
The subways episode, I'm looking forward to doing that.
That'll be fun.
War, power planning, and politics.
Either way,
because that's fun.
I'm trying to find it. I named a train car after AOC.
Oh, nice.
In here, yeah. There's one that's the Ocasio River, which I thought was nice.
Nice.
Figured that would be a good little thing to sneak in, and it gave me a good way to not just put my home address in as a car number. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. You'll see it pretty soon. It's a sleeping car.
Huh.
There you go. You'll see it in just a second. Chris, I see what it says AOC plays City Skylines. Does she? She actually does. That'd be super cool.
I think it's a suggestion.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that.
Play City Skylines.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might give her a god complex. She'd start just remodeling Astoria into a, some kind of. I don't know. It'd look like City Skylines though, which I'm not sure I'd want to live in a city that looks like vanilla City Skylines.
Good enough. We'll flatten that highway. Yeah, sorry about the FPS. It's all the traffic here has just killed it. All the traffic along this road is just trying to find and draw so many different cars. Why does it need so many cars? I have a highway right here that nobody's using. Everybody's trying.
Maybe you got a whole city of nervous drivers. What's the speed limit on a regional road versus the speed limit on the highway? That's what you should
it's
be
probably
asking.
Also pretty high. Okay, traffic manager. Wow me. 90 versus on the highway, 100. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah.
I get it. 60. You guys are going to become 60. Is there that way to... Do I have to do it per segment, or is there a way like you can do with the restrictions to do it between intersections?
Oh, there is a way to do it.
There is. It's just double-clicking it.
Oh.
Aha.
I could have sworn there was a separate button that does it, but...
Maybe it updated. Neat. Or maybe it's shift double-clicking, or shift clicking, or... Yeah, it's shift clicking. Or shift double-clicking, or something. Who knows? Cool. I'll just... God, so I'm still like... I was watching other people's City Skylines stuff, and the number of like realistic American towns and cities that still don't have like nearly enough parking, you've made that drive me nuts. Literally, it's like, wow, what a beautiful, like, oh, here's my southwestern American downtown, and it's like this nice, walkable, dense downtown grid. I'm like,
you made it so it's actually nice. You got to make it look like garbage.
Yeah, I just want to send them that picture of Houston. That's just all parking lot.
I like Brady Hilgenberg here in the chat. AOC, trans rights, trams rights, gamers rights. The three pillars of our new, better society.
Themes. Okay, see. Oh, that's why it stopped working. Yes, okay. It just stopped having theme management turned on. Aha. So let's do a few blocks of higher density stuff. Kind of nearer the train station. You're going to get a little bit of leeway. That piece has obviously been demolished for some sort of crappy strip mall. Because that's sort of what sort of happens with these things, right?
Yeah. And the fun one is when an existing industrial building's been transformed into a strip mall. That's what happened to the old Brill Trolley Company at 6200 Woodland Avenue.
Is it now?
Part of the strip mall that's there is built into the original trolley company buildings.
Believe it or not, I've been commissioned to do a similar trolley barn turned strip mall for cities.
Oh, cool.
It's from Salt Lake City. It's their like trolley plaza, I forget what the hell it's called. But yeah, it'll be nice. Okay, so I'm all residential right now, which is probably a mistake. I can do a couple blocks. So I'm trying to figure out ways that when I eventually do all my houses and things for the San Francisco series, to make them all easy to zone and upgrade through time and everything like that. But man, I don't think it's gonna work quite the way I'm hoping it will. I just don't personally, like, I don't have the patience to be able to do all this like manual plopping of buildings. Like, I don't get how people like Strict Toaster do it.
It seems kind of tedious. I mean, I do it too, and it's kind of tedious.
But you know, there's something like I kind of like about just letting the cities grow themselves.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a little more natural. I mean, the only issue is kind of trying to get the buildings you want to spawn.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's possible. I wish there were ways, at least. Like, I wish the simulation was just slightly deeper to allow for a little more of this sort of stuff.
Just needs a little bit more depth, yeah.
Yeah, right. Nice set. Thanks for... God, I keep forgetting my camera's on. Sorry. Hi, camera's on. I'm so embarrassed now. I've been sitting. My posture's been terrible.
You gotta watch that Posture Pals video on what's it? Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's it.
Okay, so I've got this great mod that lets us basically assume market urbanism is real and just peg demand to 100%. Let them build their own houses.
What it actually does is it better simulates the actual economy because demand's at 100% regardless, and the demand never ceases no matter how much housing you build.
Okay, so we're like close. I've fallen into the trap of the same damn building spawning 100 times downtown, but like, hey, that's filled this out pretty okay.
I was gonna say it looks like Dubai in there with all the construction.
Well, I don't know. So I've got this secret thing. I've saved all these buildings with like backyards all decorated out. This looks kind of like where I'm living now. You have it here in Brooklyn.
That's not a secret anymore. Prez told everyone about that. The secret's out.
Oh crap! I'll just let a little bit of stuff upgrade. Go. And lock it down. There you go. This is coming together. What do you guys think? All right, that's the quickest, easiest way to get to a decent chunk of city.
Yeah, you get a lot of city done real quick, yeah. The only issue is doing it around the corners. You know, the corners you got to do manual.
Yeah, like all this where the grids join and things. But like over here, like this is fine. Unless I thought I locked this down. Okay, well that's grown up a little too dense, but you know, it's not so bad. I feel like a block of row buildings with single family kind of behind them is probably about right. What I love about this sort of technique, though, is if I'm like, you know what, no, not on this street. This will have more Multifamily stuff, that's completely doable. I can just bulldoze that and copy some of the stuff that's already spawned. Just like that.
Yeah, I wish
Boink.
that there
Done.
was mixed use zoning in this game. That would make life a lot easier.
Yeah, for real.
Even
Instead of
just to
having
the
fake
extent
stuff.
that, like, oh, you can build either residential or commercial buildings here. Not even if the buildings were mixed use themselves, just that you could zone any arbitrary.
Yeah, and just something would spawn there.
Because I understand, like, maybe the coding's difficult. I don't know, just based on the demand being balanced.
Because I'd imagine the way it would work is that literally everything would just grow as mixed use, right? You wouldn't really be able to separate it except for actual zoning. But then again, is that so wrong?
Just abolish zoning. Let anyone build anything anywhere.
Like Houston?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and we'll have a new city builder where actually you set parking minimums. That's all you can set.
That's all you do is just turn on and off parking minimums. See, that'd actually be kind of an interesting, like, experimental game, right? Just like figure out it's a city builder, but all you get to do is an incredibly limited set of policies, and everything else is procedural based off of that. Like, you can set parking minimums, you can set, like, charter schools versus not, you can set, like, zoning mandates, and not even zoning mandates, but, like, zoning code things, like, in New York, the needing wedding cake style, like, setbacks,
side yards,
right?
Lot percentage coverage,
exactly,
floor area ratio,
those thrilling gameplay features like floor area ratio calculations,
floor area ratio bonuses, inclusionary zoning.
You just keep spawning the same buildings every time. But like having to
the tax credit manager, it just opens Excel.
But I feel like that'd actually be kind of interesting in terms of how the city, like, you'd be able to shape the city, but you wouldn't be able to build it, right? It'd be super policy driven, and that's it.
Oh, you thought EVE Online was a spreadsheet simulator? I'll show you a spreadsheet.
Here you go,
simulator.
Right? It'd be almost certainly just completely impossible to get set up properly, like, as anybody would actually want to play it or would represent any facet of real life.
The more of a niche market it is, the better of a game it is.
True. True.
The less people that want to play the game, the better it is.
Yeah. Well, I feel like city builders almost intersect that. Man, okay. So that screwed up my density a little bit, but still, it's cute. I like this little town. Right?
Oh yeah, it's a nice little town, yeah.
I like it with just like the row houses right onto that should probably be commercial, but this stuff is perfect. Little bodega on the corner here.
Hey, I'd probably go there and get a real cheap hoagie.
Hell yeah. God, I've got a couple delis near me, but they're all just garbage. It sucks. I've like never seen a bad bodega except for all the ones that are near where I'm living now.
I got mostly Ethiopian restaurants.
That's not so bad.
Ethiopian bars.
That's not so bad.
And there's two right near me. There's Gojo and then Dalek, which both have an Ethiopian cheesesteak. And it's delicious, and it will ruin your insides.
Strict, yeah, no 4K stream. I was dropping a ton of frames earlier, so I'm guessing that whoever's in charge of my internet has decided to take the day off, which, fair enough. It's a holiday.
Be right back. I gotta grab another beer.
Sounds good. God, I've got some beers in the fridge. Do I do that? Alright. Love the row houses. Dwarf Fortress City Builder. Yeah, I see Geometry talking about some like the subcultures like cut features. I hope that City Skylines 2, if and when it comes, will include like wealth levels. Just because the level up system for the buildings is so arbitrary for like no reason. This sucks. I need to get better. I need to tweak my theme to get rid of all this vanilla garbage. It's all just going to respawn exactly as I left it. Does this not have theme management anymore? Is that why? Themes. No, you do. Maybe this is a bad theme. That's fine. What if I do that and actually turn on that? Let's see what spawns in now. Hopefully a lot of better buildings. Okay. Kinda. Not really. Oh well. What's the name of the town? This is the Brearley Township. That's how you know it's in New Jersey. It's because it's a township and not a regular town. These guys do not need 4. Welcome back. Okay, well that's just spawned the same building about 40 times. I swear zoning usually isn't this much of a problem. I feel like what Colossal Order should do with all the money they made from this game is hire like urban theorists and economists to make an actual like really deep City Skylines 2. I know for a fact they won't do that, just because that would be such a niche game.
You know what would be nice is if you could like sort of simulate developer-driven development, right? You know, so you would have, say, a row of row houses that spawn sort of all at once. Mm-hmm. But like a developer buys a long strip of land,
yeah,
and builds a bunch of row houses.
But they don't fill up right away, right? They just sit there and not give you as much tax money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be extremely good. Gotta add a distribution center. Probably somewhere around here. I feel like this side's always been what I thought would be a little more industrial. Like at some point there's probably a freight spur that came off and ran down through here, which is probably why there's all the parking lots for the rail station, even though everybody just walks.
Have her go down the middle of a street, you know.
Hey, it happened. Happens. And it's fun when it happens. Street running is cool and good.
Yes, actually.
It's very cool and very legal. My favorite street running spot is gotta be Jack London Square out in Oakland.
That's the aggressive one because you got all the main line.
Yeah, it's just like mainline freight coming straight down. Why wouldn't it be?
So in Philly we got Delaware Avenue. That's about it.
We got the South Brooklyn Railway here, which is basically nothing.
Do they use that for anything other than subway car deliveries?
Basically not. Not the street running spot. Actually, they do. There's a lot of freight that still runs around there. I feel like this would actually be a good spot. This triangle for like a planned kind of proto-suburb with some of these alleyways. What do you think about the Tropico games? I've actually never played them.
I don't think I played one since Tropico 2. Even that was just a demo that came with Railroad Tycoon 2.
God, I put so many stupid hours into Railroad Tycoon when I was the littlest kid.
Well, what else did you have to do? You learned about the economy by playing Railroad Tycoon 2, at least.
True.
Because it's a very cynical simulation of the economy, and pretty accurate, to be honest.
When are we going to start to see some Railroad Tycoon 2 videos from you then?
Where I just explain, I don't know if I could do a Railroad Tycoon 2 video. Maybe I could. I'd just win the game by not laying down any track and just stock manipulation.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can do a lot of the scenarios just with stock manipulation.
That's
You
incredible.
don't need to run any trains.
Okay, I need to be careful of this. This can break, this can crash your game wholesale if you mess with that too much. I guess I'll just plot this whole area. By plop this area, I mean copy and paste it from a couple blocks away. I feel like this little alley will all be, maybe these guys. It's like, it's called like 1120 Queens. I see these all over the place. Metrofilm, will Gramercy have an airport? I've already answered that earlier today, though if you weren't here. Yes, it will. It'll be smaller than FBS's, though, because building airports is something you've already done on my channel. You've already seen done on my channel. Man, this is ugly. Why is this so bright?
I feel like you gotta like put a sign behind you there on the shelf. Yes, Gramercy will have an airport.
We'll have an airport.
It just won't be that big. And for more information, see this link.
Probably. You use the painter mod yet? Do you use that? Because it rocks.
Which painter mod?
This guy. You'll see it soon. Lets you
Is that
paint.
the one where you change the color?
Yeah.
I don't think I've used it too much. I feel like I should.
If you have it, you should absolutely use it. Because I'm just going through it. It's like, of course that's a roof color. Why is that? Oh well. Might be a little too dark here. Man, we do need more Beaux-Arts buildings. We need more like actual architectural style buildings.
This is true, yes.
We have a lot of like nothing texture from the vanilla game, and then a lot of like random other ones, and a lot of postmodernism.
Yeah, but it's, I feel like you don't get I feel like there's not enough of like ordinary urban fabric, to be honest.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted 2 Broadway done that well, or that much.
I'd love like a whole lot more 2 to 3 story, pedestrian oriented buildings.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Brooklyn set feels constricted,
It's good, but it's literally only good for like Park Slope and maybe some parts of Williamsburg if you ignore all the newer, more modern buildings that are in lots where they burned down their old building before, back when New York wasn't a nice place to live.
Yes.
Yeah, God, I was looking up some pictures of like Bushwick in the 80s the other day. Man, what a time to be alive.
Damn, I bet the rent was cheap there.
Oh, for sure. But also, like, there are a bunch of pictures of like row house buildings where there's a building and then nothing next to it, and you can still see like the painted walls from where the building was because it just like got ripped down or fell down or burned down, but like not that part. It was just awful.
I have that 2 blocks away from me.
Really? You can still see like the interior wall paint now outside?
Yeah, that's fairly common in Philly still.
Jesus Christ. Get a historic preservation movement going.
Well, the Task Force on Historic Preservation just delivered the final report to the mayor, or they're going to in the next couple of weeks.
Really? Do you think
we-
anything's actually going to happen?
No. The way historic preservation works in Philly is...
It doesn't, right?
It doesn't really. The laws are much weaker here for getting buildings on the register than anywhere else. Once they're on the register, the protections are fairly strong, but the thing is getting them on there, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of cities have stuff like demolition delay, where if a building is say 50 years old or older, no one can demolish it by right. You have to wait a couple weeks while the historic commission or whatever your equivalent is figures out if it's worth preserving or not. Here we don't have that. You can just take any building which is anywhere and demolish it by right if it's not on the historic register, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
That's not awesome.
Uh, Also, they're pretty generous about giving financial hardship
Exemption.
exemptions, so you can demolish a historically protected building. University of Pennsylvania uses that a lot because they have so much financial hardship, being an Ivy League school.
Disappointing to hear every time I hear it, but
It's America's only World Heritage City.
good thing it's legally allowed to blow itself up.
Yeah, you just blow up anything. Yeah, no problem.
The dream of Robert Moses never died. I guess you're not really blowing it up to build freeways, huh?
Yeah, we had Edmund Bacon, who was well, he was a lot better than Robert Moses. He wasn't that great, but he was a lot better.
When you're ready to do your Robert Moses power planning and politics, you better come back up here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not that far away.
Really?
You need to come to Philly at some point, though.
I do. It's been bad. I need to.
I thought you and the other MTA nerds wanted to come down and see the flippy board at 30th Street Station before it goes into the Railroad Museum.
Well, I'm definitely going to be down there for Rails and Ales.
That's true. That'll be fun.
I'll almost definitely be there sooner. This weekend would have been good, actually. Shit.
No, I wouldn't have. It was awful this weekend.
Okay, I was about to say, because it was awful weather here. It's freezing cold today. I didn't leave my apartment.
Also, I would have been stuck on the H-bomb stream the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That could have been my in to your crowd, though.
That's true, yeah. I'm here with Jay. I'm going to tell a joke on the stream.
And then you just do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
No change. I never say a word.
I was on there for probably a grand total of 50 seconds.
You still got credit for being on there for a while,
that's
though,
true.
right? People
I
were
was
like
hanging out in the backstage Discord for a long time. We narrowly avoided disaster on that stream. You know why? There was no designated survivor. Everyone on the left on the internet was on that stream. If someone had a heated gaming moment, the entire left would be canceled. And the most left-wing person left on YouTube would be Sargon of Akkad. And
everybody just been taken down by association.
Yeah, exactly.
God forbid anything happens when anybody's remotely involved with anything, because they just become a total write-off forever.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we need Linden Square. It's actually kind of a nice thing. I wish the district names were a little smarter too. There's no square in here. This one has a square.
I was about to say, yeah, and then there's you get like Forest Park or something like that, and it's like, oh, come on.
It's like the middle of the city. Yeah, cool, thanks. Appreciate that one, game. I like Park is the famous one.
Park, yeah.
Park. You like this, like, oh, the Walnut Grounds. Yep, exactly. Where the hell is the actual, like, Park District's tool? They've made this district menu such a disaster. There it is. Okay, so this is actually a park district. I should put some stuff in here. Like that gazebo. You know, just come in here to the middle of the middle of this little square, and then get absolutely wrecked by train horns. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Little trendy pop-up coffee shop. This should be made out of like a couple of shipping containers. Have you ever noticed there are no black people in this game? Sorry, that just came out of nowhere.
I'll tell you what, because I was going to mention that in one of my videos.
Yeah.
And then I looked a little harder. There are, in fact, black people in the game.
It's the basketball court, right?
Well, I thought they were only on the basketball court. You can see them walking around.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if
Damn.
they corrected that in the DLC or something. Uh, so someone was going to point that out one of these days, and they had to fix that.
Yeah, there you go. First person I saw. Yeah, that's nice, because it was definitely... You could tell that the developers were from Sweden.
Yes.
In terms of population, perhaps.
Well, I feel like the skin
Sorry,
color
from
in the
Finland.
game goes kind of from white person to Native American.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to go all the way to black person.
Yeah, that's about right. This is a weird game when you get down into it. Like, there's a lot of like...
But when you go down and look at the incredibly low-res people.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, to be fair, we're not meant to be able to get that close in the game. I use like 40 different camera mods to get there.
Everyone looks the same from 400, 500 feet.
Feet in the air, yeah, exactly. Right? When you're playing the entire game from helicopter perspective, it's maybe not the most bad. Oh yeah, that's right. This is actually a functional industries post office, huh? That's nice. That was a good feature that they had, the postal stuff. I wish it was a little better thought through, but, you know.
I kind of like the post office feature that they put in industries. I'd say that's my favorite feature. No one else likes it. I like it.
I liked it. It's nice. It doesn't really do a lot, and like maybe they could have taken that development effort and put it into something that did do more. But, you know, it's fine. It's a nice little feature.
They just need to do what's it? They just need to do a trains DLC. I'm gonna say it. That's what they need to do.
And just make trains better.
Yeah, just trains. Yeah.
That'd be nice. See, because what could be nice there is that we'd be able to make a little money by saying, "Hey, we'll make all the models for you."
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right? That's really the secret reason why there needs to be a train DLC, maybe.
Please give me all of your money. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Colossal Order and Paradox. Here's my 14-page treatise on why this game needs a trains DLC. Please cut the checks to J, New York. They'll find their way to the right spot.
Just dump a check off at the J Street MTA stop.
I've got my sign from the J Street MTA stop behind me.
That is true.
Real and legally procured.
Boo, legal.
I'm not gonna show up there with a pair of pliers and just rip the sign off the building.
I stole a SEPTA sign during Hurricane Sandy. In fairness, it had fallen off of the street pole because of the wind. So, you know.
Hey, when it falls, that's fair game.
That's true, yeah.
I'm not just gonna like show up to the subway station with a crowbar.
I used to steal signs all the time, actually. I won't do that in.
Oh man. Snapping is killing me here. There we go. Just want to do some fencing. Everybody's favorite part of this game. Watching other people delicately fence.
No, everyone's favorite part is doing the road lane markings.
Oh, Jesus. Not to like dump on anybody who does that, because it's certainly very cool and it looks really good at the end. But if I have to watch another parking lots episode, or like a single highway interchange as a whole episode of a City Skylines series. Man, now we've got some music going too. It's fine. Like, it's a good thing to have. It's nice to see. Like, it's an important part of a lot of towns. And a lot of, like, the detail that you need. But at the same time, just stop, people. There you go. It's a nice parkland that we've ended up with in the middle of this city here.
I need some more density to make that park work.
You don't think just one little tree in here? I fenced the whole thing off, so it's kind of not really like a nice public park. You know what? Actually, let me open this up to being a park.
I know I want to do a parks episode at one point and discuss how Robert Moses really changed how parks work in cities. Probably also for the worse, to be honest.
Poor guy just can't win.
Well, I mean, before Robert Moses, your idea of an urban park was mostly in an open space that, people can use for, relaxing, right?
Yep.
But then you had, after the Robert Moses era, you had a lot more active uses being put in those parks, like baseball fields, tennis courts, basketball courts, so on and so forth. And these are good in moderation, but when your
there's
entire
just tons of them.
open space is... You take a whole city block-sized park and you turn that whole thing into like 2 baseball diamonds.
Yeah, exactly.
And a couple of basketball courts. You've sort of lost, use of the
public
park for
usage.
anything
Yeah,
other than
exactly.
those structured activities.
Yep.
So one of my local parks, which is King Sessing Park, is like that. The open space is basically not usable for anything other than baseball.
Not to knock on baseball, but
Not to knock on baseball. Obviously, baseball's great. Well-paced game. Definitely something that's entertaining to watch. No, actually, I like watching baseball a lot.
I was gonna say, aren't you a Phillies fan?
Yeah.
Aren't you actually a baseball fan?
Well, I learned why people enjoy sports, which is complaining about.
Oh, there you go. Damn, I wish there were slightly narrower paths too that weren't like glitchy. Maybe I'll just use the glitchy ones.
That would be ideal, yeah.
Badly. Yeah, we got these, but really, the game is not meant to work at the sorts of detail resolutions we attempt.
Yeah, everything's like North Korea scale in this game. Or any kind of Soviet sort of planned city scale.
I mean, the fact, and again, I get that you're not supposed to get up this close, but the terrain grid, the whole thing is on 8-meter grid spaces, which means that in the vanilla game, you get these nice pedestrian paths and things, but they're at narrowest. They are 8 meters across. And with this narrower path, if you go any narrower than 8 meters, you get a lot of ugly terrain holes and glitch like that. You get a lot of glitching because it just doesn't quite know how to deal with terrain steps less than 8 meters, which is nuts.
8 meters is times 3 is...
It's 26 feet.
26 feet, so I know a lot of streets in Philly that are narrow.
Exactly. That's a full street with cars and everything.
Yeah.
It's now... This is trying to get pedestrian paths. I'm trying to detail this park. This is the minimum sized street in the game.
Yeah.
Right? The narrower ones, I guess the dirt road is technically narrower, but
Right, if you're trying to, if you're doing anything that's less than the scale of Versailles,
yeah, right?
That's so useful.
This is a nice little triangle square thing for a park, and it's almost unworkable. Just due to the game. But, again, I'd be hard-pressed without just, loading up Maya and just doing everything in a 3D software. I'd be hard-pressed to find a better city visualization or even city building tool. That's kind of where we're at. There's just not much better. There we go. Just need to level everything out. What do you think? You'll see it soon.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, I think that it would be nice to see a city builder that comes with a more historical approach to building cities.
Yes, for sure.
So you could... I tell you what, if there was something that started from the scale of Banished and then just kept moving forward...
Into City Skylines?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a fun way to do it. So after all of that delicate, careful, painstaking, and slow building, I bulldoze it all so I can start over.
You've made a lollipop.
That's the goal. Probably stick a little fountain in that lollipop.
It's the Tootsie Roll center of the Tootsie Pop.
That's right. Level that all off, and now drag it into position. God, Move It made this game so much nicer to have to actually use. Okay, now I want to align heights.
I don't know how we survived before that.
I think surviving was basically all we could do, rather than thriving. Yep, sure. Hey, it worked. I have a nice, proper, round lollipop now. Nice. Now, just need my fountain. Nope, I do not want a fountain brush game. Thank you, though. I'm sure there are better fountains, but, you know. A handful of benches. Every park needs some benches, right?
Yes. As long as you don't do hostile architecture with them.
Well, these ones do have that center armrest, so you can't lie down on them.
Oof. Well, it's New Jersey. We can't expect too much out of them.
True. Need a little... some park lights here. What should fake New Jersey be called? Because we're kind of... This is, I'd imagine, partway between Franklin and Gramercy here. We're going to have to start working together, which I think means that we're both going to have to start working again.
Ah, God, I hate working.
Right? Damn it.
I mean, you know, the obvious one is New Guernsey.
That's been
the
done
other
before.
channel aisle.
That's been done.
I don't know. What else we got in terms of tiny islands near
England.
Yeah. There's Guernsey, there's Jersey, there's St. Anne, there's the Faroes, there's the Isle of Man, there's the Isle of Sodor, Old Grimsby.
Old Gramercy. Yeah. I like New Sodor.
New Grimsby. New Sodor, I feel like is going to be well, Sodor is a bizarre authoritarian hellscape, which is also accurate.
I was going to say,
Jersey.
right?
So,
where's the problem here? There we go. Look at that nice little old park. That's been here for a nice long time. At least those big ass trees have.
you know what else?
What else?
New Jersey, much like the Isle of Sodor, had a fat controller.
That's only this one was much less of a trained person.
This is true. Yeah. Well, no. Chris Christie rode the regional fairly frequently. Because remember that time he got caught talking in a quiet car?
Of course he did. Of course he couldn't even ride a train properly.
He didn't know it was the quiet car. He did actually shut up and leave the quiet car like immediately after someone called him out on it.
Oh.
So I will at least give him that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm all up for that kind of redemption story. I needed that today. And I'm slightly amazed that there was an opportunity in which it presented itself that Chris Christie could choose whether or not to be some raging asshole, and he decided he was good. No thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I like someone in the comments said new Milton Keynes. Keynes,
I think.
Milton Keynes.
Alderney. Yeah, see, the problem with Alderney and New Guernsey both is that they've both been used to be New Jersey and stupid Grand Theft Auto before.
Yeah, exactly.
So both of those are completely off the table. You don't know how many people have been like, oh, just name stuff. Not to like pick on you specifically, person who probably has never seen this. But they're just like, oh, like, let's make a whole city, like a whole map of the country. based on all the city Skylines cities. Okay, I guess nobody has made Miami yet. Vice City, here we go.
Yeah.
It's like, why, guys? Do you not realize that that's such a bad name for somebody trying to make a place seem remotely nice? Anyway, that aside, let's get some plane trees in. I feel like I had a bunch of trees here that just despawned because I've got all these planters that are very suspiciously empty. Do some smaller trees over by the parking lot. So I thought this would be like a city hall of some sort, but I'm beginning to think it's like maybe library, like an old city hall or something.
It does look a little bit more like a library.
Yeah.
City hall. Also, the scale of those shingles is not making me
wacky.
happy.
Yeah. Someday. Actually saw Christie getting on an Acela out of DC on the day of T's inauguration. I feel like Amtrak just shouldn't have run trains that day in protest.
I'm disappointed Christie is not in the Trump administration because it would be funny.
You're right. Imagine if that administration with Giuliani, with Christie, with the man himself.
All of the worst aspects of New York City.
Exactly.
All slammed together in one room.
It would be the easiest possible time for writers of Spider-Man comics to make Kingpin. Because
this is true,
they can literally just turn on the news and the script will write itself. Just need to turn.
Believe that. And no, the issue with basing stuff on the stuff that's happening right now is that it's stranger than fiction. No one would believe that anything would be as garbage as it is.
Absolutely true.
In the same stupid ways that it is.
In the same uniquely, shockingly, upsettingly, and obviously stupid ways.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Which is the fun part.
You go and you watch the news and you're like, this is dumb. It's just dumb. There's no other word for it. I mean, it's not insidious. It's just dumb.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If things had shaken out and somebody with similar worldviews to the current president was elected, but somebody who is competent and holding those worldviews, we'd be in so much bigger trouble.
At this point, I look at the administration. I can't believe competence is something that exists. I assume that stuff has always been like this, and we just haven't noticed. Just with enormously stupid decisions being made constantly, but
constantly, publicly.
People tolerated them a little bit more under Obama.
I don't know. I feel like we're in a new age of stupidness. I feel like we're breaking new stupid ground every day.
That's true. We do have what is it? That's Matt Christman's pinned tweet. Today is the stupidest day in American
history. Yep.
To be followed by
every subsequent day.
To be broken by every subsequent day in American history. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I see some big interchange potential out there by the highway. Yeah, I thought so. But I feel like that would just be like a little cloverleaf, right? Maybe it's time for me to tackle an interchange. And I'll...
Jug handles. You're in New Jersey. You need to do jug handle.
God, that's right. Can you send me a good reference for a jug handle here?
All right. To South Jersey we go. Hold on.
This can't be the Robert Moses Highway. This is a little too far. Who should I name this highway after?
You know what a really great example is? Somewhere near Atlantic City, there is an at-grade cloverleaf.
What?
Yeah.
Can I get that as a series from you? Could you just peruse America on Google Earth and find the stupidest, dumbest urban
the worst
places?
Road infrastructure.
Just the worst any infrastructure. Hey guys, here is that at-grade 4-track railroad crossing. This sucks. Hey guys, here is that whatever.
The thing about New Jersey is that it has much higher property taxes than pretty much anywhere in the United States. And that's because your property taxes fund the local road infrastructure. and that means the New Jersey Department of Transportation, especially, or not even the State Department of Transportation, but local departments of transportation have a lot more money than they do anywhere else, and that's why you wind up with these gigantic, absurd interchanges. You know that they're like pieces of abstract performance art, right?
It's
even on like little county roads.
my favorite sort of stuff. I think it might be time for me to quickly jump into a Google Earth myself. God, I keep forgetting my stupid webcam is on. Sorry, everybody. I bet I look like the biggest idiot in the world. I love some of the ridiculous infrastructure around Jersey City and like Newark. You've seen some of that, right? Like near the airport. Yeah. That stuff is ridiculous.
It's too much. Ban cars. That's all I gotta say. Ban cars.
Here. Perfect. It worked. Yeah, it's... I was floored when I saw that you overlaying that 100-mile-per-hour corner on top of Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my God. And the fact that we build roads for basically 2/3 of this at any time is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look at this. This is New Jersey. Maybe this is what I should just build. Maybe screw it. This is now an interchange episode. You'll see this soon. This is out in... where? I see Bayonne Barrel, but spelled wrong. Who knows? This is some industrial part. Near the New Jersey Turnpike, with its sweet toll booths, making all of these interchanges 100 million times more complicated.
Someone needs to do a build of the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City.
It's got to be you, because you're the only person that spells Atlantic City in all caps with $3 signs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Here we go. This is basically the sort of thing I was trying to do, but like a little farther away. Yeah, like this. Check it out. I just found what I'm building in real life here in Cranford. Look how much of this wonderful land has been bulldozed for parking lot. Maybe that's what I need to do. The nice old town is now just kind of the shell of a nice old town stretched around awful parking lots. Yep, I think that's what I have to do now. It's just all bad parking lots. Even Cranford here. Quad tracks. Neat. So this is kind of pretty close to what I'm doing. Though not near a river of some sort, which I feel like my river and subsequent power station. Which, weirdly enough, for me building my fake little town and thinking that it's New Jersey, is weirdly enough, the big river is kind of based on the Hudson here. Alright, there's a little bit of Croton Harmon, because I wanted to do like a big train yard. Hey, it's that new Tappan Zee. Oh, that's fun. Google Maps still has the new one under construction and the old one in use and not exploded.
I got a good interchange for you.
Okay, let me know where to search.
Hold on, I can send you a link in the chat.
Okay. In the stream chat or in Discord? Oh, Discord.
Oh, Discord, yeah.
It didn't beep. Oh
this thing is hell.
Yeah,
it looks well thought out.
It looks like it.
This is how you get to the restaurant supply store.
Good Lord.
In Harbor Freight, in the Wawa. You got everything in that one little shopping center.
Good Lord. What is this? It's not even like interstates. It's just like regular roads. This could have just been an intersection.
Yes. It's a sick. It's.
I hate this. I hate this. This could have been the tiniest little roundabout. This could have been an intersection with a stoplight.
They had a budget and they had to spend it.
It's got freeway grade signage and things too. But then like 2 blocks away from this, I guarantee you it just hits a big ass stoplight.
Yes.
Oh no, I guess not. I guess there's a cloverleaf. So I guess something here is built to at least some sort of limited access.
Admiral Wilson Boulevard, which is the main road that feeds in there, is this sort of bastardization of a local road. It's like a highway without the limited access.
It's the ultimate Strode.
Yes. Yes,
People
it
can
is.
just drive on wherever the hell they want to. This is the worst. This has ruined my day. I'm mad at this, and I think I might have to figure out how I can make this fit into my build here.
And the
God, I hate
the
this.
little yellow liquor store there is supposed to actually be pretty good. I've never been in there though.
Because you get lost on the way?
You have to. I don't even know how you would get there because if you're coming from Philly, you need to do a jug handle at some point to get on the other side.
Probably. The only way I could get there as a non-car owner is taking the Patco, it looks like, and then walking.
Oh, you have to walk pretty far.
I mean, what? Ferry Avenue and walk? This sucks, though. Good lord.
So once you get on that side of the river, stuff gets not so good pretty quickly.
Just like neighborhood-wise, or like New Jersey-wise, or both?
New Jersey-wise, very definitely. I mean, Camden's not that bad. I've been to Camden and I lived.
Yeah, as somebody says, all that trouble and there's still an at-grade crossing with a big light in the middle of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yup. But hey, I guess people going in each direction.
All of that area would be a lot improved if they just got rid of all the big roads.
Yeah.
Because they got a nice dense grid. It'd be really easy to put there's a lot of rail lines in there that are left over from the Pennsylvania Railroad that you could just run transit on. None of this road infrastructure is really necessary.
Let's find out what it would be like if that wasn't there. By using my sweet pro subscription to Google Earth. Thank God they made this free. It's free now, by the way. Okay, where the hell are we? That's about Franklin. There it is. Okay. I hate that Google Earth controls are different than satellite view and Google Maps controls.
Naturally.
Of course they are, right? Okay, historical imagery. Here's now. Look, it's even still backed up. Okay. Oh no, it only goes to 1992 here. And they only cover half of it.
You might be better off on historicaerials.com. You get that lovely watermark.
historicaerials.com. Let's go, watermark. Oh, it's very small too. Can I make it bigger for everybody? I love that it spawns me in Phoenix or in Tempe. Why?
Naturally. Oh, where's your ISP?
Good. Man, this browser is not great. This iframe OpenStreetMap. Please just let me zoom out. It doesn't let me zoom out of the map. I've got to scroll all the way down across all of New Jersey manually. I love how clear it is how many of these towns were beautiful little commuter rail towns just blasted through with highways.
All of the railroads on that side of the river were electrified too, and
Of course they were.
since been completely there's just the Atlantic City line now, as well as the Patco. There's no Glassboro line anymore. Oh, the River line is there, which is this wonderful diesel light rail line, because that's a thing that makes sense.
Okay. Aerial. 1940s aerials. Oh, it was a big old roundabout then.
Of course. So they just made it worse.
They just made it worse. They just blasted this straight. So 1931, this was already a big roundabout. 1951, it's a big gray rectangle. 1956, it's still a gray rectangle. And I'm beginning to think the loading might not be working quite properly. 2002 aerial? Who knows? Man, that sucks. That intersection sucks so bad. When was it built? Nope, 1956 it's in. Or at least some of the big looping ramps. But it's still mostly a roundabout. Yeah, 1951, it's a roundabout with like a Y interchange over it, which is kind of cool actually. It's an interesting look. Then it gets like extra loops in 1956. So that at least comforts me a little bit in knowing that it was never properly centrally planned.
Yeah.
It's just this roundabout that nobody sat down, penned that out, and assumed like with like a fork and a bowl of spaghetti.
It just accidentally happened.
Yeah, well, it looks like between 1981 and 1995 is when it reached its current terrible, stupid figure eight. Hilariously, there was a building inside that got demolished, so it's like, even though it was already a plenty big roundabout, they still had to knock down infrastructure and knock down somebody living there.
I mean, to be fair, that's how many roads are coming in?
5. Yeah, 5 coming in.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, somebody says it's incredible how it has all of the downsides and none of the benefits.
Yes. You can sort of see part of the roundabout still in there, though.
Yeah, you can, for sure. How awful. I'm just going to go back to historic imagery of the whole thing. I need to be cleansed. I need to see, like, the city looking nice. Why would they... I guess there's no 1931 topo for Philadelphia proper.
Now, to do that, you got to go to the Philly geohistory site, and you can see the old maps. If you go to the Camden waterfront, you can see the old Pennsylvania Railroad term.
Hey, look, the Ben Franklin Bridge, which didn't need all that shitload of stuff. It just dumped all of its cars straight into city streets, and it was fine. And it was completely okay. Wow. Isn't that weird when it just works like that and you build a highway and it turns out that it just makes more people drive there? Huh. How about that? I'm pissed today. All of a sudden, you pissed me off with that interchange, so thanks. You've wrecked my day. You've wrecked my 3-day weekend by making me look at that stupid highway intersection. Also, this watermark is something else. This only goes back to 1954. Are we really not going to get like a proper pre-Moses New York here? Am I going to have to go to the New York site for this? Are we going to go back to City Skylines? Yes, I'm just getting myself distracted. Sorry.
They want us to say trans rights on the chat.
Okay, I'll say trans rights.
Trans rights are human rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Trans rights are human rights. There is my shockingly controversial statement on that matter.
Yes.
Trans rights are human rights. Done.
All right, let's get on Tucker Carlson now.
Look at this. Check out downtown Brooklyn here. This is even like post some Mosesing. You can see the destroyed blocks here, but the highway's not in yet.
Yeah.
That's awful to see. That's so sad.
Real good description of that particular area, actually. In what's it?
Right here, Columbia Street.
Not Columbia Street.
Down here in Dumbo.
Further. What's it? It's
Brooklyn Heights, Dumbo.
South of Brooklyn Heights.
South of Cobble Hill.
Sunset Park.
Sunset Park. That's right.
Yeah. And there's a good description of the construction of that on in the Robert Caro book. Is it?
I'm still
Power
working my way
Broker,
through
right?
it.
Yeah.
I'm still working my way through that.
Because they were originally going to put that. They were basically going to replace the L with the freeway and put it on the same supports. And then Robert Moses shifted it a block over for no reason.
He shifted it a block over down here because it cut off a black neighborhood from the rest of the city, and it cut them off from transit access.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, you can basically, there are lots of weird jogs and things. And that's actually now that Columbia Street waterfront district down here has one of the highest percentages of LGBT population in the city. It's just kind of become this cool little weird neighborhood.
He cut off a lot of Jewish neighborhoods too.
That too.
Sunset Park, I think, was a Swedish neighborhood at the time,
Kind
and
of.
then it emptied out pretty quickly once their main street had been turned into a highway canyon.
Yeah, it happens. Look at the old car float yards here. Those are still there. Look at all the pre-containerization shipping.
At the Longshoreman.
I mean, that's what a lot of these neighborhoods. So I always think it's always pretty funny to me, I guess. We'll go back to City Skylines. But when I see some people talking about like, oh man, how could they possibly have like put highways near where the waterfront was? Because the waterfront's so nice.
It was not nice.
It was not. Yeah, exactly. It's like back in the day, all these waterfront highways was like, oh, perfect. The waterfront sucks. So let's put the road along it. It's fine. It's like genuinely that was like a reasonably okay idea. If you had to build a highway, put it there. But now, of course, now that we ship everything in massive hyper bulk to huge bulk terminals.
Oh, someone in the chat said Robert Moses was an anti-Semite. Ironic. And that is true because he was also Jewish.
Yep. He was, what'd you say? He's a land of contrasts.
Yes.
I feel like it's time to listen to those train horns again, I think. Of course, that one doesn't give me a horn. So for the Amtrak episode, oh my god, the frame rates. I'm so sorry. For the Amtrak episode, can you give us a quick rundown of what it's going to be like?
So I'm going to start by kind of covering what private rail service was from about, say, 1940 to 1970, kind of briefly, and then talk about the formation of Amtrak, some of the legislative dealings that went on behind it, how, Richard Nixon essentially wanted to just keep Amtrak running until he was out of office and let someone else deal with killing it. Because the expectation was that Amtrak would be sort of like hospice care for the American railroads. It wouldn't be like something that would stay for a long time. They didn't even really expect the corridor to hang on. And then
hang on, we lost you for a quick second. They didn't expect the Northeast Corridor to hang on?
They didn't expect the Northeast Corridor to hang on for or they didn't expect that to hang on, and which obviously, consider that compared to the rest of the rail network. And then sort of when the energy crisis hit, as well as when Penn Central went under, that changed a lot of stuff because suddenly a lot more people were taking the train because gas was expensive and Amtrak could now take over the Northeast Corridor. So that was one of the things that really solidified the permanence of Amtrak. And since then, it's the history since then has been a lot of, people trying to kill the company, and it never quite. It's not quite killable. You can just, death by 1,000 cuts. I haven't gotten to writing that bit yet.
Yep, that's pretty much right, though. I mean, it was a time where Amtrak was not meant to be a permanent solution. And
yes,
I think is fundamentally set up to be a point where it cannot be a permanent solution. They've been doing the best with what they have. Best of luck to all of them. We'll see. They're doing a lot of stupid, self-inflicting damage stuff at the moment, though.
This is true, yes. I certainly think any sort of situation that involves dissolving the long distance network is pretty dumb. It's not a smart decision to try and eliminate these trains.
No, it's not. I mean, one thing that's nice is that turns out that it's essential transport and an essential link to a lot of people, particularly in a lot of red states, which makes Amtrak, like, I want to say destruction proof, but at least destruction resistant.
Well, for instance, the only thing that the gentleman from West Virginia is good for, Joe Manchin, is keeping the Cardinal running.
Yep.
That's entirely him.
Which is good.
Otherwise, he's a garbage human being.
Well, it happens. I mean, what's nice is that some people can do good things and can also do bad things.
This is true.
So, thank you, Joe Manchin, for keeping the Cardinal running. Also, go away, please.
Stop taking all that coal industry money.
Alright, so I'm replacing, because I cannot let anything that I've built stay, I'm replacing all of this with, we're going to see what some low-density commercial looks like here. Because it was too residential, looking at that real-life footage. Weren't the pre-Amtrak passenger service also propped up with mail/parcel subsidies that started going away once air freight got big? Yes and no.
They weren't subsidized. They were. It was
their business.
It was their business. Yeah, I mean, it was subsidized to the extent that a lot of it was the U.S. Postal Service, and then they switched all first-class mail to trucks, and that a lot of railroads started running out of money on passenger services real quick. In fact, the day after it happened, the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe was running 36 passenger trains when the post office decided not to ship first-class mail by rail anymore. They immediately filed with the ICC to discontinue 33 of those 36 trains.
Nice. But yeah, basically, so Amtrak used Mail and Express to make a decent amount of money for a long time. Like, they were either profitable or almost profitable. The argument on whether a public good such as passenger rail needs to be held to profit standards is for another day.
But you have a train that was nominally a passenger train. It have like 15 boxcars on the head end, and then
like two Amfleet coaches and an old heritage diner. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking back in the day, you'd probably have like one crappy combine. So it's like half a passenger car.
Half still an express car.
Yeah.
But in any case, it was pretty good for a long time for Amtrak. And then the freight railroads got pissed because they have to give Amtrak trains priority. Have to, by law, by the way. Don't let that stupid Wendover Productions video trick you.
That's not a good video, yeah.
No, that's a very bad video. That pissed me off quite a lot. But by law, they have to give Amtrak trains priority. By federal law, too. Sorry, this is a big deal for me. I'm pissed about that.
Right, but the punishment is a fine, right?
Yeah.
So they can make a value judgment and say, this train there on time. Maybe we ought to eat the fine rather than let the Amtrak train through.
But in any case, the freight railroads were pissed because they went and they made a claim that Amtrak was taking their revenue. Them being freight haulers, being like, hey, if Amtrak's allowed to take express freight, we're letting them on.
I thought that was FedEx who was the real problem there.
I think it was FedEx, but FedEx ships by rail.
But FedEx doesn't ship.
Or sorry, UPS ships by rail. UPS ships express by rail.
Do they?
Yeah. They have a tight ship going on. They are one of the few people who still ship express by rail.
Are they running? It's not like that's not on passenger trains though.
No, it's on freight trains.
Okay, because I know if you ship overnight air on a Friday, that shipment will fly across the country at about 10 feet off the ground in a trailer. But
the one bad part about parking lot roads.
that's a weird thing is that first-class mail by rail would make a lot of sense again, corridor at least, because all those big mail facilities
Are still on the rail.
still there. They're still.
Yep. That's what I think is crazy with so many people. I've had a lot of nice, frustrating discussions with some family members about like trying to make more stuff rail-based again. They all insist it can't be done. You can't change the culture.
Yeah, I mean, like, culture's bullshit. It's not real.
It's one, it's not
it's
real, and
economics.
two, well, we did it already in favor of
Yes.
highways, right?
Yeah, we did this once.
American car
We can do
culture
it
is
again.
this permanent, immutable, God-given right that can't be gotten rid of or changed, except that it's maybe 75 years old, tops. That's it. It's nothing else but that. It's not old. It's not set in stone. The infrastructure, if you look carefully, is still there.
Yes.
You just need to
Yes,
relay
I-
some rail. You need to like grow a
You need to
pair
look at a
and
map.
look at a map, grow a pair, and do some street running again. Right? Yes, there are some
Yeah.
places where the rails have been pulled up. Sure, put them back.
Yeah.
That's not some impossible task.
The two big rails, and some wood. This is not hard.
No, it's not hard. Okay, so there we go. So I've just completely cleaved out the downtown in favor of some parking. The disappointing part is that makes it look more realistic already.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what really sucks. Is now that I'm just like, that's right.
It's about how many parking spots. Yeah.
Yeah, this is still probably like not quite enough parking. This is actually sort of similar to the town in California where I went to high school. It was based around an old Southern Pacific line that got pulled up in the 60s. That line was replaced with a big row of parking lots. There's like a small strip of buildings and parking lots on either side, and people are like, there's too much parking, or not enough parking. I hate it. And it's like this much parking the entire width down the street. Drives me nuts. There's light rail that ends like pointlessly in a big parking lot, maybe 2 miles away. But everybody's too rich and white to allow light rail to San Jose, California to come back down the street. Or even
It's
through
just
the old parking
astonishing
lot.
how removing the rail service dramatically restricts what you can do with the land you already have.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Like, again, like this is a good, perhaps, demonstration. How many extra buildings and things that were here, because when it was just rail served, but now to make it more like a more modern American place, I have to go and remove all that nice rail served area or rail served businesses, whatever. Like there were probably people living above the businesses on the blocks that are now parking. And by there were probably, I mean, there were definitely people doing that. That's going to be hard for people to park in because it's facing the wrong way. What's up?
Oh, I thought I lost you for a second there.
Oh no, I'm here.
Yeah, I'll be right back though.
Okay, so I'm about to lose you for a second then. Any case. Figure we could use... Not gonna do EV chargers. Not here, at least. We'll do this, though. Crazy, crazy, crazy how much stupid parking you need. Why do these not face each other? Just gonna overlap a couple.
I have returned.
Welcome back. Just thinking of like. Welcome to my parking lot episode.
Everyone's got to do one.
Yours at least taught people something, though.
Yes. All right, today I'm going to talk about parking.
I made my mom watch that video. as part of our discussion about that. I'm like, see this? She's like, it's a matter of fact. You couldn't get anywhere without a car. As I go and leaf through my page showing that we once had an interurban railroad, like maybe a quarter mile from the steps of our like super suburban house, running down a street that inexplicably becomes 4 lanes wide in the middle of two-lane sections.
Hey, Jay, I might want to kick this non-care guy out of the chat. He's making helicopters.
Ah, sorry, bud. Yep, see ya.
Okay, problem addressed.
Sorry about that. If you place those down and move them around with Move It, it's 10 times easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would be fine. Wait, Hazard, crap, aren't you in the UK? Does that mean I need to go to bed soon? No, it's not even 8. God, you scared me for a second.
No, it's a completely reasonable time.
Yeah, it's fine. No, but like when I start to see the Europeans start to wake up, I'm like, oh crap, I've been irresponsible again.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yesterday I was pretty late for the stream.
Yeah. See, that's fair though, because you had the day off.
The third joke in.
I've got work tomorrow, so when I see that, I'm like, uh-oh, this can't be good. Oh man. Hey, a couple handicap spots. Do I do these EV chargers? I guess so. Gotta fit something in here.
Put a Tesla supercharger in there.
See, Tesla I'm like generally speaking okay with.
The cars are fine.
Yeah, exactly. They're fine.
You know, they're cars, you know.
Exactly. They're not but they're not purporting to change urbanism. They paid back their loan, so they're not taking federal money anymore. They're fine. The superchargers things are fine. I actually appreciate the push to adoption of EVs and things. The autopilot stuff is dumb, and we should not be allowed to be tested on public roads. Rest of the stuff, fine. Hey, what the hell? I thought I got rid of this none cares guy.
No, he's back now.
Where the hell is he back?
Still gonna make the attack helicopter joke. You're not funny and you're not cute.
Let's try that one. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of this guy again. It's really nice that YouTube puts the add moderator button directly next to the hide user on this channel.
Oh, that would be
not great.
That'd be a trip.
There we go. Oh, none versus non. Huh.
Yeah, he's a clever one right there.
2 different accounts. We're really going for it here. Anyway. Annoyed the superchargers are proprietary. Yeah, that is annoying. There's a lot of dumb proprietary crap.
You want to wreck your car's battery, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, though, right? It is dumb that those are proprietary. It's dumb that Tesla uses proprietary chargers for their cars, except in Europe, where they're legally not allowed to, so they don't, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, in Europe, they actually use a proper standard, but here they used to ship it, but now they charge you for an adapter.
I like the I forgot what I was gonna say. Crap. Should just do flywheel cars. I thought that was a great idea. Flywheels, compressed air cars. That was a fun one.
What if everybody just drives around in a giant mousetrap car? One of those like little science experiment project cars built out of mousetraps. Powered by a mousetrap.
The mice might not like that.
Probably not. Okay. This is
Oh,
looking...
we seem to have an evangelical chat as well. Non-care is back.
How?
Good question.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, this is a problem. Neither of us know how to moderate the chat.
That's true. Do you want me to... Here, if you type something, I can add you as a moderator.
Okay.
You're coming up. There we go. Add moderator. You are now a moderator for my channel. Use this power for good, or I will react in kind.
Right, I got the wrench.
On your Discord.
Everyone behave yourselves.
Please and thank you. Okay, we got another big swath of parking lot here. That's all I know how to build anymore. It's just all parking lots. Maybe this one can be for like a supermarket or something. What the hell? What is that thing called? Do I not have that enabled? I've got some strip moldy stuff. Have you seen the steam train that's actually in this game vanilla?
I did it once.
It's pretty hilarious. The tender's on backwards.
Is it on? That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever looked at it closely. Because I feel like, you need that. It comes with a roundhouse, right?
Yeah. It's like really awkward though. There. It's like a roundhouse converter. The texture quality is 0. And then the try count on this thing is obscene.
The irritating thing is we got the roundhouse asset. We don't have a turntable asset.
We do not have a turntable. Someday. It's a 282. It's okay modeled. The textures are not good. Tender's on backwards. You'll see it soon. It's got decent little arch bars.
That tender is on backwards.
It's got decent arch bars for the trucks on the tender. It's got a reasonably okay textured. What the hell is that called? The back of the boiler? Back face?
The firebox.
Yeah, I guess so. A little anthropomorphic, but
doesn't seem to have a firebox.
Does not seem to have a firebox. It's a weird little prototype. I feel like I showed this to Interurban Era once, and he picked it out like immediately. He's like, "Oh, this is this exact one." I'm like, "Awesome." I do not know how he does that. It's crazy. Hey, I'm seeing some. Yeah, thank you.
I timed out the guy, but I don't know if I banned him. I'm a little confused as to, do I have to select the user to ban them?
No, you click it and you say, what is it? Hide user on this channel.
He's gonna be back in 5 minutes, so we'll deal with him then. Or maybe he'll get bored and leave. I don't know.
Honestly, I find that a lot of people will just get bored and leave.
It's not a channel for satellising, except about trains.
Every channel's a channel for trains.
This is true, yes.
Trains is the only good religion. Ooh, here we go. How about this?
Church of Trains. Church of Trans Trains.
What if we do that and make some gentrified apartments near downtown? I don't really like this model. You gotta love. We're doing a modern city, so you gotta love some nice transit-oriented development with half of it facing directly onto a giant parking lot. Were you the one who shared that on Twitter? Or is that like Alan Levy or something?
Which one?
Just about the the picture of transit-oriented development in like Texas, or no, it's in Massachusetts actually. That's like three-quarters parking lot and just the tiniest bit.
That might have been Alex Forrest talking about bad transit-oriented development.
That's probably what that was.
Because he posted a picture, a street in Philadelphia, like a real narrow one, and that's what's it? It's like this is what's driving the want for urban living, and this is what
we're getting. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. So here, I can make that happen. I feel like this building should have a roof deck to perfectly encapsulate the obnoxious sort of thing. I feel bad because I did totally live in one of these my last year at college. Even though
I have a policy at this point of just not living in a building that's less than 100 years old. I don't trust anything newer.
Yeah, my building. The building I'm in now is from the earlier than the 40s at least, but it was renovated pretty recently, so I'm loving it. Little 2-story thing.
Boy, this non-care guy's got a lot of accounts.
Jesus, why would he do that?
I have like one YouTube account.
Me too. And you know what's crazy? I never have to need an alt because I'm not being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go Spencer stream and get myself banned there, but that just seems like a waste of my time.
Yeah, exactly. I've got better things to do than to sit around and get myself banned from City Skylines live streams. Jesus Christ, dude. What are you doing with your life? Making City Skylines like New Jersey. It's a holiday weekend. Spend some time with family or something. I don't know.
I was going to say, it's Martin Luther King Day everywhere except Mississippi, where...
Isn't Robert E. Lee there?
It is Robert E. Lee's birthday there.
Huh.
I know in Virginia it was Lee Jackson King Day until 2000.
At least they had the sense to realize, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be blending all of these people together.
Yeah.
Actually, these guys definitely need EV spots if they're here and there.
That's true. They gotta feel good about themselves.
Yeah, right. They all drive a bunch of Nissan Leafs on lease.
Yeah.
They're here so that they can drive the train, or they can take the train.
But they take an Uber instead.
They'll walk to the train station, unless it's colder than 40 degrees or rainy, or it might be rainy later, in which case they'll just drive to work. This parking lot's awfully exposed, but I don't really care that much right now, unfortunately. What the heck is that? Supermarket? Couldn't find it earlier. God, I've got all my dumb planes installed still. Market? So anyone wants to ever see how big a A380 is compared to a downtown. Even that's crazy. How many people can live in the surface area of the Earth one airplane takes off? Oh crap, that's what I should have done here. This needs to be one of those towns that Uber got their hands on. You heard about that? In New Jersey?
What, they got the whole town?
The town was trying to find money to build parking for their New Jersey Transit station, right? That's all well and good. Uber comes in and says, no, don't do that. Use that money to subsidize us providing rides for everybody in the town to and from this further away parking lot that already exists. Town said, okay, sure. And now is locked in some ridiculous contract with Uber, presumably from now until the end of linear time, so that they can all be driven in 4 to 6 passenger vehicles.
Good Lord.
You know, even that, like, if you really want to do that, use a bus for that shuttle operation.
No, I mean, why not use a bunch of little cars? That's a great idea.
Tons of little cars.
Yeah.
Right? Fine, I get it. Building a big-ass parking lot near the train station, yeah, you could definitely use that land better and smarter. But don't just make people take stupid Ubers everywhere.
I have an idea. What they should do is run a frequent bus and have a map of where the bus goes, and then that way you won't need the parking at all.
That would work too. A frequent bus, maybe something like a clock face schedule.
Okay, here's a problem I have with buses, right? It's that a lot of times there just is no map of where the bus goes, and it's kind of like I couldn't figure out where, say, the 40 in Philadelphia went until one day I took it.
Signage on buses and directionality on buses is very difficult.
I couldn't figure out what the hell is Conshohocken Monument. Well, now I know it's Conshohocken Road and Monument Boulevard or something. But it doesn't give you a lot of information about where exactly the bus is going, where it makes stops, what roads it takes. This non-care guy is pretty persistent.
God damn.
But if you just had better maps of bus service, I think people would use it a lot more.
Better maps of bus service, absolutely. Better maps of bus service, better bus service. And like, I don't know, maybe everything could be in a tunnel and you just bring your car in that tunnel all the time.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
That's
Someone made a frequent bus map for Philadelphia.
Does it make the bus system infinitely more useful?
Yeah, because they just mapped any bus that comes more frequently than 12 or 15 minutes. 4 times an hour, and suddenly it's like, oh, there's all these areas of the city which are very easily accessible by train.
Neat. You're choppy a little bit right now. I think that might be my computer.
You're choppy on my end, so.
Then maybe that's possibly my computer. It's also possibly Discord.
It could be anything.
Discord, a great service, 85 to 95% of the time.
Yes.
At least it's free.
Unless you want to post animated GIFs.
Yeah, I know. I pay for that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, I want to do animated GIFs.
Little animated reactions. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice this on this map. We've got the wonderful castles of New Jersey here. And the wonderful mountains of New Jersey, which I did notice. And, gotta put something in the background. I don't want it to just, drop off to the edge of the world. Neat. A lot of stupid parking. What industries do I need to put out here? There's gotta be something.
Add I don't know, do like Captain Planet and add a pollution factory.
I feel like your warehouses are gonna do me well here.
That'd be appropriate for the area, yeah.
Though perhaps rail served? No, I guess these would be water served, so I'll do some of these.
You could have both. I mean, you got to figure out how to route the
train down the hill.
The train down there, yeah.
Yeah. dock kind? Probably not. Medieval New Jersey. Yeah, right? It's for the kings of New Jersey who were once there.
The original king of New Jersey was, I don't know. He's probably just had the best pizza place. I mean,
The first king of New Jersey. Mike.
I was not there for this, but some of my friends were at a burger place which was off of Admiral Wilson Boulevard that we were looking at before, and or no, maybe it wasn't Admiral Wilson. It was one. It was. You had to go through that intersection we were looking at before to get there, though. And they had a guy dressed as Elvis in the parking lot, trying to get people to come into the burger place, and someone was just trolling him on the PA system from the burger place, like, "Hey, King." So I assume that's the king of New Jersey.
That's probably more accurate than the other options would be. All snapping. It's time to play with City Skylines water. There's nothing more fun and less frustrating.
I like how Non-Care just came back and he said, "Swear, I'm just here to watch the stream. I won't say anything." But by saying something, he revealed that he was here.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have banned him if he hadn't said anything. But he opened his mouth because I wouldn't have known he was here. That was an unwise decision on his part.
Sounds like it. Yeah, if you guys get kicked or banned because you're being an asshole, one, you're still an asshole.
Yes.
And you're gonna stay kicked or banned, especially if you come back with an alt account that matches the
Several
name.
times. Yes.
But if you want to come back and be a nice person undercover, because you can't be a nice person in public, that's fine with me, actually. So, like, feel free to come back and be a nice person.
It's a policy I can get behind.
Yeah, but if you're gonna come back and reveal yourself to continue to be an asshole, or continue to be an asshole and then reveal that you're back, sorry.
It's a somewhat unwise decision on
it's
the part
not.
of Mr. Care.
That's not particularly smart. I'm fine. If everybody wants to watch any video of mine that they want, feel free. But being allowed to participate sometimes is a privilege.
Would you let baby Hitler watch your videos?
This has been a fun point of discussion on your Discord for a little while, hasn't it? What about you? Before I answer, would you let baby Hitler watch your videos?
I think it would be a lot better than letting baby Hitler watch children's YouTube. I can say that much.
That's true. Okay, so we got like a warehouse. These are a little bright. You should get back in there.
I probably ought to go tone those down. Yeah, it's just so irritating to alter textures in this game because you got to export and import and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'll just do it manually for now. You could do it with just the color variation, by the way, and not have to worry about any. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just doing it with the color variation now and making it like 50% gray, and it's fantastic.
Oh, I gotta wait for that to happen on my end.
Yeah, you'll catch up. So you can just literally get in here, change the color value to 50% gray, and you're golden.
That looks a hell of a lot better, yeah.
Because the texture quality is still there and still real nice. It's just clips to white all the time. So everybody who doesn't use the Painter mod, here's a lesson why you should use the Painter mod. Because you can end up with
You can make the buildings look good.
You can make some like vanilla buildings and things look good. Ah, very nice. I want to screw around with with freight rail too much right now because I don't have my East Coast freight rail stuff sorted yet. Okay, here's a fun one. Non-Care just came back on a different video of mine, on the one that I did with you previously.
Right.
And commented saying WTF. That comment's been removed from that video too.
Interesting.
Why would you reveal yourself?
I wonder if he's on my videos. Let's check. I mean, I'm already dealing with vitriol over criticizing Big Daddy Elon, but no, he's not there on mine.
Consider yourself lucky, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, so big ass warehouse. Check. Big ass warehouse has been done.
Oh no, he's here again, and he's revealed himself, thereby getting him another
banned
high.
again. Non-Care, you are welcome to watch the videos. I'm glad you're here watching the videos. You don't get kicked off of the view page. I don't think, at least.
So this is a very strange strategy. I guess he's just trying to annoy me.
Who knows? Oh, that's the prop. I don't want that. I want this guy. Gotta love the old school seawalls. Remember like the very beginning of this game when this is all we had? Those were the days, huh?
What?
When these sorts of seawalls were all we had?
Oh yeah, and it was like, oh wow, we have seawalls. That's really good. That someone finally went and decided. They made a game where they're like the waterfront is something important that can be something other than I don't know. Every other city building game had really shitty waterfronts.
Even this one's waterfront is not great. It took them a while to make waterfront add to land value. To make the water react land value wise with the rest of the city. I hate this. God, this music is very loud.
I got no music on mine.
Yeah, you're not gonna have music. There we go. That's chiller. I guess we'll do that then. Just leave it like this. One problem with these seawalls is they attract like 1 billion people because they're all imported as parks.
Oh, naturally, yeah. Everyone wants to go and look at the industrial seawall. Yeah.
We need you to destroy City Skylines classic mods and assets with facts and logic now.
I don't know. I feel like I'm then criticizing a specific person as opposed to a faceless corporation.
True. City Skylines, of course, the developers being a faceless corporation of about a dozen people.
Yeah, exactly. That's I know, right?
Yeah.
They did pretty good for the amount of people.
For the amount, yeah, for real. Absolutely. And I always feel really bad when I'm like dunking on them in any way because this is the best game I've played in many years.
Yes.
It's not perfect. All right, I'm not definitely not going as far as to say it's perfect. But like, man, this is a really, really good game, you guys. Get it if you don't have it already.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
And like,
you can like build cities and shit. Yeah.
They've let me do cool stuff. Like the publishers flew me to Sweden. I've like being able to do this and making all of the subway stuff for it got me my job with the MTA. So like, thank you them. Thank you to the developers and everything, but like,
yes,
not a perfect game. I'll help you improve. City Skylines 2, please hire a theorist. Somebody to help like craft the game. Ooh, maybe we should do some like lofty things over here. By this former industrial waterfront. And like a couple blocks from the giant smoking coal power plant.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the ideal spot for it. Like that I mean that's surprisingly common though.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of row house neighborhoods right next to the oil refinery and the big steam plant, and right next to a metal shop.
It's cheap
Sharing
land.
a wall with the metal shop.
It's cheap land. That's all anybody cares about.
Yep.
God, I'm trying so hard. It's like one weird part of being New York City based for such a long time is like I have a little bit of trouble removing myself from like New York context for things. Right? So like, oh, of course, these would go there, but some money from building that would have to go to replace the like frontage over on that, like, but no, there's just that money does not exist in that context here. If you PO those CLs, you can make them parks and make them slant up. I don't want to use procedural objects. Thank you, though. How's the MTA job been going, by the way? I'm loving it. So for those of you guys who don't know, I make I'm on the video content team for the MTA. I do a lot of 3D modeling and animation, which you haven't quite seen yet. But if you go to the MTA Info YouTube channel, you can see some videos I've made, which is like a dream come true for me. I get to go down into the tunnels and shoot videos of trains, and I get paid for it.
And it got me to. I got to ride the vintage train after everyone.
Little extra, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to do the fun thing for making it stop so you could get off.
If you've ever had a train go to the if you've ever been waiting on the subway platform, train stops with one half of one car in and lets one person off and then skips the station and goes on its way. And that's really frustrating, right? But
it's not frustrating when it's you.
That person. The power rush.
I got to do that this past week, the middle of the day at Union Square Station.
Oh, man.
On like a train that looked like a revenue service train. I got a lot of stink eyes.
This is my personal train, actually.
What's up, lamos? Sorry for making you late, but I personally have to get off this train. No, it's we try very, very hard not to delay anybody for the sake of video. That's not a goal, and is not necessarily cool.
I like the idea of just delaying people for the sake of the video. I think that's funny.
I don't know. It would be funny, but
it's just open and callous disregard for the riders. That's my style. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think too many people perhaps think that that's already the MTA's style, so they're trying to shake that.
I believe Non-Care has changed his name to J-Care, so I am going to remove this user.
Is that the same guy?
Well, he was talking about how we censor people because, and that makes us Nazis. So that's pretty bad enough, I think.
Yeah, so hey, even if this is a separate guy with just a coincidentally similar name, yes. Bye.
Yeah. J. Carey, it sounds like maybe he's the racist version of J. Crew, or contrarian at least.
Who knows? I don't quite get. For people who want to troll this, is they, apart from just like changing the discussion very, very slightly, they're not doing anything, right? It's not. Is it a tremendous amount of work to figure out how to ban him and to ban a guy?
It was to start out with. We were very confused, but
that's
now
true.
We seem to have gotten the hang of it.
Yeah, so it's like that's not that hard. It's got to be harder to set up fresh new accounts. You guys can watch the videos. You could be baby Hitler or even adult Hitler. And if you're really into City Skylines trains, I'm not going to stop you from watching the videos. Just don't be an asshole, please.
Yeah,
not in public.
Exactly. Well, I think Hitler is kind of an asshole just by being Hitler.
But true, but if you're going to be...
If you were watching the video and not talking in the chat, we wouldn't know.
Exactly. I wouldn't know, and like... This is probably not quite the right way to say this, but like I wouldn't mind. I'd probably mind if it was Hitler, but like,
If like you knew Hitler was watching.
yeah, and you're just sitting there, there's
That's a
nothing we
moral
could do about
dilemma
it.
right there.
If it was Hitler, but he was providing you a couple pennies in ad revenue.
Huh.
If Hitler was your patron on Patreon.
Well, someone signed up for my Patreon under the name Kissinger, so I'm kind of I've been conflicted over that one.
How do you know it's not the real guy?
Exactly, yeah, and then kind of like, am I accepting blood money? I mean,
Henry
now,
Kissinger. Turns
granted,
out,
I have an engineering degree, so I'd be accepting blood money regardless. If I had like a normal job.
who knows? Oh man, I'm so sorry. When we started talking about Hitler, everybody's now like, YouTube's holding all of these,
Yes.
all these comments that just say the word Hitler. Let me enable some of these. I feel like this should be allowed as part of the discussion. Like, thank you, YouTube, for flagging the word Hitler. Like, that's probably solves more problems than it creates, but that's pretty funny.
I'm just imagining like a World War II history stream being ruined by this.
By the... Oh, Jesus, yeah. I thought you could say World War II history stream being ruined by the presence of Hitler.
Oh, well,
Which
that would also be
also
pretty bad, yeah.
Would perhaps change some things about the content.
Yeah, if Hitler was watching stream, he'd just be in the comment section like, well, actually.
He didn't quite get that small detail right.
Yeah.
See, would that make it a good stream, though? Or would the fact that it's still a Hitler not be great? Or both?
It would. I'd be morally conflicted. I'd probably still watch it though.
That's
like,
a good way to
like
put it.
The History Channel. If the History Channel, like, well, now they just do aliens. They don't do Hitler anymore. Back when it was the Hitler Channel, though, if they just got Hitler on the show, I'd be like, yeah, I'll probably watch that.
Man, have you used this new alignment tool in Move It?
I have not.
You'll see it in just a second. It is a godsend. You just select your nodes and you select one end of your slope and the other end of the slope, and it automatically makes it a smooth slope between them.
Oh, Jesus. I haven't tried that at all.
Yeah, you gotta get on this. You can literally wow. You know what? Maybe that should be an underpass.
I like Battle Tank 09 brings up the real question. What if baby Hitler donated your Patreon? You have to report that because they aren't old enough to have a bank account then.
And that's the only reason. Other than that, I'll take your $250 a month, Hitler.
Yeah. Who would be more awkward, Robert Moses or Alfred P. Sloan donating your Patreon? I'm not sure who Alfred P. Sloan is.
Is he that Twitter troll, the pretend guy?
Good question.
What's that guy? The pretend, like, right-winger who inexplicably follows a whole bunch of...
That's Albert Fairfax.
Albert. That's right. My mistake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a thing.
I think
Well,
most
it might
people...
be a real thing.
Yeah. You know what? Let's not discount that. There's enough dumb crap going on that, like, somebody who's that blatant... Right. Used to be able to be pretty sure that... Oh, wait. Crap. I've got the larger road ones. Yeah, perfect.
Ace fighter pilot asks, "Do not eat. What is your civil? Yes, civil engineering, with the concentration in construction management.
Oh, cool.
I got sick of the math. Let me talk about concrete trucks instead.
That's a very good combo for what your takes are. on YouTube. Your kind of YouTube deal.
Yeah, kind of like let's talk about like actually building this shit.
Yeah. There we go. This is looking pretty okay. Some of these overpass walls, a little bit of graffiti. Whoop. Just gonna pop them way the hell through the train track. Nothing like the railroad having a big ass concrete wall straight through it. It's like strip mall. Yeah. Hey, Old Navy. That's not bad.
It reminds me of the strip mall by North Philadelphia Station, which is now mostly abandoned.
Nice. I've got North Philly installed on this save. I was gonna use it here, but that spur is just annoying. Thanks.
Yeah. A lot of people want me to get rid of that, and I'll do it eventually.
I'd appreciate a light version of this thing that like works with Move It and isn't gonna immediately break everything.
That's true. Well, there's a 4-track station track now, which would help a lot, actually.
Probably for that center. Oops. This one's a little overgrown. But this is a beautiful asset.
It turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
It's just that it completely breaks with Move It.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it explodes immediately. The pedestrian paths are really complicated. That's the big
Oh, I bet.
irritating part.
With all the different rail paths and things.
Someone asked if I will talk about a Henry George. There will be a Georgism episode, which will be that'll be fun because they can put it in the Georgist memes for Single Tax Teens Facebook group that I got banned from because I made a gulag joke.
Ooh.
And they're radical centrists there.
Aha. I just crashed the game trying to move your train station.
You shouldn't move it.
Yeah, I clicked move it instead of bulldoze, and the entire game is crashed now.
Well, sorry guys, I ruined the stream.
Not really, but you know. Let me throw up my my little card here. Don't you like that little graphic that I did? The tile wall?
Oh yeah, that is a good tile wall. I like the lettering. That's really nice.
Man, I wish I had saved this city since I started playing.
Technical difficulties. Damn. Please stand by.
For real. Well, I gotta kill cities, and this game takes such a long time to boot back up.
I was about to say, yeah.
Damn it! Oh well. There is no autosave. I turned that off because when you're using big cities, it'll just like pause your game for 30 seconds every 5 minutes, and that's super frustrating.
Yeah, that's true. It hasn't been a huge problem for me yet. I keep it on. I'm sure that'll change.
Yeah, it probably will. So, you know what? It's time for, I guess, instead of trying to relaunch cities,
what?
Who wants to look at dumb half-finished train models of all my stupid work-in-progress crap?
Yeah.
And then I'll head out.
Works for me.
That's good as heck of a graphic, though. Thank you. It's IND subway tile. It's the correct like text and everything. And I redid a bunch of graphics a few weeks ago. Got it probably a couple months ago now. But like, I've got like sweet, tighter graphics. What first? Let's do the oddball first. I'm gonna launch my desktop capture. Desktop capture. Transition. There we are. Let's just make sure that none of my like social security numbers are hanging out here.
That'd be a bad thing to lose, yeah.
That would not be a good thing to lose. Should always, always, always save your cities. Yes, you should. I'm usually better about it. I always forget doing streams.
You know who I blame for the crash, actually?
Who? Me?
YouTube user non-care.
We can do this. Hi, now you can at least see me again. Maybe I'll take you on a tour of my shelf of crap. I saw somebody asking if that 15-mile-an-hour sign was from the speed program, and the answer is yes. So here's a weird one I'm making for FluxTrance's Avalon. This has been work in progress for way too long. Recognize it? Oh, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for her to load up.
You should recognize it.
I assume it's the state-of-the-art cars.
No, those are yet to be made.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Damn. Spoilers.
Well,
is it the LRC?
It is the LRC.
Nice.
It's looking really good.
With a freight train.
It's going to be a freight locomotive for Avalon.
I like it.
Because I feel like that's the sort of good dystopic look. Like, I don't know. I always feel like Flux, love him. Love all of his good stuff. But, man, I wish he was taking like an interesting kind of like world building stance on Avalon. So I figured the rail stuff.
That series, I'm kind of like, it's interesting, but it'd be a terrible place to live.
It'd be a terrible place to live. I know. It's an awesome series, though.
Yeah, it's a cool series.
In terms of place to live, I would not like to live there. Thank you.
I'll pass. Yeah.
But I think what's really funny is every once in a while, Flux will sell it as like, oh, it's like utopic. It's like, not quite. Not quite. He's like building these parks underneath big freeway interchanges and things, being like, look, it's nice.
Oh, look, it's got trees.
So this is the LRC from Canada. I'm gonna do a car for it as well, so the Canadians will have their train. Jesus, this is loud. Anyway. I like the look of the city, but so it's like I thought that the stuff I'm making for Avalon is going to be very kind of 70s and 80s, but like they just kept using it for 100 years.
Oh yeah.
So especially in terms of like transit, like the dystopia. So it's the state-of-the-art cars that when they built the system, brand new, beautiful, shiny, awesome, clean. Now like graffiti, paint scratched, like 1980s New York subway.
Wasn't there's some South American city that used their original run of metro cars for like 100 years.
Jesus Christ. That's awesome though.
I want to say it's not Santiago. It's not, I don't know which one it is. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Who knows? Have I UV'd these yet? I don't think I have. That's probably where I stalled out. Oh yeah, nope. Have not done the UV. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do cars. But the fun part is these are gonna pull freight. Just cause like the streamlined, ooh, God, I can't do that when the camera's on. Nobody look at my camera after, oh, wait, no. I'll have already done it by the time everybody sees this. But yeah, so these are all my freight cars. So it's gonna be a lot of bulk freight, not a lot of commodity freight. No containerization either, alternate future.
Oh, I like it. That's excellent, yeah. Everything's break bulk.
Everything's break bulk. Everything. So it's like streamlined engines that were once for express passenger are now just hauling this crap.
You know what you need, actually, since it's alternate future where everything's break bulk. You need something like from the atomic train where there's just a gondola that's full of unsecured barrels of toxic waste.
See, that'd fit my Avalon well. My imagination of it, at least. So yeah, I've got that. I've got the LRC coach here. That's ready to get.
Someone in chat says it was Buenos Aires.
Aha.
Used,
that's
metro
right.
Cars for
I knew
100
that.
years.
I knew that actually. I think Strict Toaster told me that.
That sounds fun.
Oh yeah, they're still using the all the Boeing LRVs, I think, too, from San Francisco. When they dumped them.
They got rid of those.
Maybe they did.
On account of them not working.
Well, we had those problems too. Anyway, that's the LRC. I'm really happy with the way these have turned out so far. The fun part is...
Boston still got PCCs.
San Francisco still has PCCs.
Yeah.
And not even, so do you guys, but you have PCC2s.
Yes.
Okay. I need to like open up my Trello to see what the hell I have that's halfway done. Oh yeah. This one I streamed way back like during the summer and then have barely touched since, which I feel bad about. Once we get Maya open here again. God, Maya is the most pointlessly heavy piece of software in the world. Hi, how am I? What am I doing? Well, I crashed City Skylines trying to do something stupid, so we're just looking at some models, and then I'm gonna go play Super Smash Brothers, I think. Not on stream, I don't have a capture card.
Damn.
What? I'd be trash at that.
Yeah, I'd be really bad at that, yeah.
Well, coming up,
I'm not good at that game.
We'll figure out who is the most trash.
May the worst man lose.
Exactly. That's honestly, like, that is my Super Smash Brothers strategy. So, here we're looking at this cool white rectangle. Once it loads up, hey, we got my M8s that I still haven't done anything with, even after making them on stream months and months and months ago. I feel like I've gotten farther than this in terms of the texture, though, because this is nothing. This is on my to-do list to finish in February, though we'll see. These are cool cars. What do you think of those Metro North M8s?
The M8s?
Yeah. They're neat. They're weird.
I like that you can drink a beer on them.
They don't have bar cars yet, though.
I don't have the bar cars yet, and it seems less and less likely that they're going to do them.
Yeah.
Anyone hear the horn from the trolley in the background?
No. Yeah, it's
someone's blocking the 34.
Every once in a while, from where I'm living, I can hear the 3 train get elevated from its tunnel. Go judge New Jersey infrastructure again? Yeah. Maybe. Who am I going to play in Super Smash Brothers? I play Kirby, always, because he's the easiest to play super obnoxiously to piss off all my friends. That is how I play Super Smash Brothers. What? How dare I?
What?
Did you say how dare you?
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I thought it's like, how dare you play Kirby? Jesus. Come on, dude. I'm just popping up Photoshop. This is an aside from the stream. I just want to see, did I really? Because I sat down and said, I'm going to texture these. Yep, sure did. I did basically nothing and then quit. Awesome. Gotta love it. Cool. Anyone put the X12 nuclear train engine in this? Not in cities.
No, I put it in.
You've got it.
I put it in. Transport Fever. The model's kind of garbage, though. I'd want to go back and redo that.
That was for like a contest, right?
Yeah, it was. It's probably why the work was crappy.
You just got to do it quick.
Yeah, exactly.
I got this. Take a quick break from trains once this one loads. Still plugging away on redoing all my airplanes for City Skylines to make them better and more variety and have more variety. So the old ones, like the second I finished the old ones, I looked back at the first ones in that set I made. They were garbage. I'm like, oh, cool. Great. Anyway, airplanes are kind of cool, but they're definitely not as cool as trains. Which is kind of unfortunate. Anyway, ooh, now it's chill. Still rocking those hexagonal wheels, though, I see.
Oh, boy.
What's the problem? Yeah? You didn't notice them before on those E8s. These are the same wheels.
I did not notice those.
There you go.
Come on, use another pair of. I mean,
they're 8s. They're octagons.
Oh, they're already octagons.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I do 12 because I'm decadent.
I do 8s. I do 6s on freight cars because people are going to make giant yards of them, which they will be less likely to do with passenger equipment. And then I do 8s for anything that has a decent amount of truck covering it up. These were borderline. These probably could have been 10. And then for like, I've got some new Amfleet models that I've never uploaded that have the proper inside bearing trucks, and those have 12.
That'll do it, yeah.
So I've redone my 737s. You're the new one. I've got all of the flavors of 737, or almost all of them. Those are Airbuses, and that's the old one. But I've got the new ones. I've got whatever. And they're a lot better. The nose and everything. I've gotten a lot better at modeling. I'm pretty proud of how smooth and nice these turned out for still being relatively low poly. This round stuff is a huge pain in the ass to model, though, every time.
Oh, yeah. Especially like the part where the wing goes into the
body
airplane. Yeah, that's irritating.
You done a lot of planes?
I've done one.
Wait.
It's a 737 for rigs of rods.
Wasn't it 767?
No, it was a 737. It never got released.
Okay, I was going to say, I spent a lot of time. Apparently, you made Penguinville, and I spent a lot of time flying around Penguinville.
Oh, yeah.
Was that all you, or was that you and a bunch of other people?
No, that was all me.
God
exercise in scaling down the project.
When are you going to port some of those Penguinville buildings over to cities?
Oh, they're. I don't think they're worth it. I mean, I got to redo all the text, all the mapping and all the textures. It'd just be irritating.
True. Okay, so that was planes. What else do I have that's work in progress? I thought I had more, but I guess because I just finished that awesome set of Amtrak stuff, my work in progress list is a little slim. These are fun, though. I'm just going to open a bunch of Maya files all at once and watch my computer jump off a cliff. E8's going to get closed. Yeah, City Skylines modding, or asset creation at least, occasionally is annoying. Is green air supposed to be jet blue? Yes. I'm very clever, right?
I was going to say it'd be either that or it'd be like a Irish airline of some kind.
Like Aer Lingus?
Or Ryanair.
Right. I'm not doing European stuff. That's one of my things. Is I was so disappointed with the amount of people who did dumb City Skylines airplane stuff that I quit it. I didn't quit it, but I didn't allow mine to be used poorly, if that makes any sense.
How do you use it?
I saw people mixing like tiny planes from different parts of the world that would never be seen together, right? You get these teeny little regional jets from Europe and America, and it looks really stupid because there's nowhere feasibly that your city could ever possibly be that would look good.
What if I'm modeling the lost city of Atlantis?
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
Start by crashing City Skylines and finish by crashing my entire computer. Is San Bernardo supposed to be Alaska? Yes, it is. I've got a bunch. Strictos Air is, this is the old model. God, it's trash in comparison. Look at that junk. Oh, wow, look. This is very appropriate for airplanes. This is the FBS music. But this paint job was stolen from Jeff Bezos. This is that Amazon one.
Oh, very nice.
Which is a good...
The more we steal from that guy, the better off we are.
It's a good plane paint job. It's a sketchy company, and they do bad things to their employees.
Yes.
It's getting obnoxiously hard to try and find retail that does not do sketchy, shitty things to their employees. So here we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's... There's no ethical consumption under cap.
Oh my god. All of this stuff is all launching all at once, which I guess is good. Okay. Okay. Stream can't hear your music. Oh, I turned it a little bit down because occasionally I'd get some super loud songs that would just absolutely completely blast my ears open.
I'm seeing some old freight cars.
There you go. Yes, you should be seeing some old freight cars. You're going to be seeing a lot of lots of things. Okay. So, that's what I've been working on. Fun old stuff. You're going to need these pretty soon for Franklin, huh?
Yeah.
They're a little late.
Tank 09 says, do not take two. They need to invite me on.
Not sure if you guys could hear that because my computer is crashing itself.
Oh boy.
Say that again. I think it was a dude go on Chapo thing.
Yeah, it's Battle Tank 09 says, do not eat, go on Chapo. And I would, but I feel like I need to be invited on. I'm not going to barge in to the Chapo studios in beautiful Red Hook and then just demand to be put on the podcast.
Are they in Red Hook?
Pretty funny. I think they're in Red Hook now.
I should go barge in. You know, somebody who they have no idea who exists.
Your way onto Chapo. I demand your platform.
Sup, fellow people?
Oh no, you wind up in there. You wind up going into the studio next door by mistake, and you wind up on Cumtown, and then you get canceled.
Are they both in the same studio?
No, they're both in New York.
Oh, everything that's important is in New York.
I don't know where Cumtown records. I don't know if I want to know.
It turns out it's like the other unit of the building that you're in.
That sounds about right.
Anyway, this is the sort of stuff I've been working on.
The steam locomotive is very pretty.
Thank you. It's two of them. There's a 440, and then I just squashed and stretched it to be a little 260.
I like it.
Yeah, Interorbit actually did the textures for these. I'm working on tuning them up a little bit better for cities. But yeah, so we're going to have some nice turn-of-the-century steam. And I'm going to be backdating these. I'm being commissioned for the Golden Spike ceremony. So I'm going to be backdating them a little bit to wood cab stuff, which I'm sure you could probably use. Yes, I am in the process of doing the Salt Lake City stuff for that guy. That's part of this, yeah. We'll see what happens, though. I haven't talked to the commissioner for that in a while, but I need to get this stuff done regardless. But yeah, I've got a big set. So this is a boxcar set. I've got refrigerator car, a stock car, which is set up to have transparent textures, which will be nice, regular boxcar, and then this ventilated boxcar, which is pretty cool. And then we've got Ye Olde School, basically a barrel put onto a flat car, tank car, the flat car, and then a gondola and a high gondola. And that was it for rail cars back in the day.
Yeah. Oh no, you need a pickle car too.
Maybe. That'd be fun, actually. And then I've got some similar era of wooden passenger cars too. So we can actually get a better look at some of this stuff. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I've got a caboose. Nice little, I think it's a Southern Pacific prototype. This is basically you just put you in a boxcar with a little fun little cupola on top. And then this is what I'm excited about.
I like big guy here. Come take an interurban down to the row house and we'll have a meet line, Chapo.
Nice. So these are all still work in progress, hoping to get them finished up this month. But we've got some extremely nice passenger cars, which you'll see pretty soon. And again, I'll send these all over to you for Franklin. These are set up to be an RPO, a combine, a coach, and a full baggage car.
That's really pretty. I like that.
Thank you. It came out very well, and the parts that still need a little bit of tuning up are about to happen too. So yeah, we're going to be well set for turn-of-the-century trains pretty soon. 260. Oh yeah, and here we go. I can actually close that out. Just for fun, when I was making the 440, I loaded up some other locomotives to see if they'd fit the track gauge. It's ridiculous.
What?
Just
Everyone's slightly off.
No, I mean, all of my stuff has always been slightly off of real gauge, which is stupid. Sorry, real quick. Devin Devin, is it Fox if it's like a last name? I don't know. It says, can I have an N&W J class, please? You'll probably more likely, yeah.
It's not in City Skylines, but it's there.
Yeah, you're probably more likely to get it from him. I might do it because I can just kind of peel some pieces off of my Dreyfus and get like 80% of the way there.
I gotta defucculate the model to put it in City Skylines. That's my problem.
We'll see. There's just been a interesting kind of breakthrough in seeing if it might be possible to get running gear, at least some of the running gear, to animate in some way.
Oh, really?
And it's weird, it's stretchy, and it will probably only work for the most dead simple running gear like the 440, but still.
If you can get that much working, that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you won't be able to do anything like valve gear or reversers or anything like that. It'll literally just be the like most basic actual drive rods. But yeah, so you can see, I always thought it's hilarious. Just like, look at this tiny little tea kettle compared to these later steam locomotives. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, I'm going through and tuning up some of these textures for cities. So one thing, like, I feel bad because I told Interurban, I'm just like, yeah, give these textures a shot. The UV map is a total disaster. Like, it looks like a train crash happened.
That's how they always look for steam locomotives.
Probably.
From my experience.
And then I didn't tell him that you shouldn't texture like a tremendous amount of lighting on because it'll look weird when it's like in a tunnel but still has shine on the boiler. So I'm going back through and touching up some of the stuff, which will be nice. And all it'll need to backdate it for other people, you included, is just a wooden cab.
Yeah.
Which is nice and easy. This is what? This is a little bit Virginian trucky. It'll need a wooden cab. It'll need a big smoke arrestor stack.
Yep.
Or spark arrestor stack. Done. You'll see it in a few seconds. But that's pretty much, I still think it's crazy how we basically went from the John Bolt to this, like, right away. Who knows? What's up?
So what do you mean, how we went from a tiny locomotive to the really big one quick?
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, in Europe and everywhere, even though they invented the train, they just basically sat on these tiny locomotives until dieselization.
Well, they don't have, you know, what it was is the socialism in Europe discouraged innovation. And let me tell you about my good friend Ayn Rand. Now, no, it was what's his name? Andre Champlain, the guy who was the first guy to really apply thermodynamics to steam locomotives literally at the end of the steam era, and he got one of the tiny French locomotives to produce the same amount of power as a big ass.
It's like a K4, right?
It was like 4,000 horsepower. 5,000 horsepower, actually.
Damn. Incredible.
Because there was no like thermodynamics or when they were building steam locomotives to a large extent. You just made each individual part bigger and you got more power out of it. Yep. But once you were like talking about, you know, okay, here's how fluids work, here's how we can use steam more efficiently, blah, blah, blah. They got a lot more power out of a tiny package. Rather than building the hugest, most biggestest locomotive, which is what we did over here. Not that I'm saying there's you could probably apply the same stuff to like a hugest, biggestest locomotive over here and get 10,000 horsepower out of it, but I don't think anyone's going to do that.
Yeah. I see somebody quickly asking what's Sim Air based off of. That's one of my City Skylines airlines. Sim Air is Delta, but with kind of an extra level of abstraction. Because somebody else had originally done a Sim Air and had made like a couple jets, and those were the only jet props for a long time, so I wanted to do a bit of a tribute. Anyway, yeah, so I was just comparing my E8 for the Amtrak stuff with the little 440. That's like 30 years between this or less. That's what's hilarious, is like...
Oh, yeah. Well, they'd be running at the same time.
At the same time, yeah. I mean, this, not on the same trains, but it would probably not be completely unrealistic for this little late 1800s, early 1900s 440 to be operating with like the Dreyfus Hudson, or like this would pull in across the platform from the daylight because this is doing some dumpy commuter service.
Yeah, exactly. You're a little branch line. You creeper.
Who knows? I'm trying to think. Other thing. Oh yeah, I've got an auxiliary tender. Probably the most boring model you ever see. For the daylight, going to be doing, especially now that I have some more bud cars and things, the excursion train for this, which will be fun. You there? We're just talking at the same time.
What?
We just keep talking at the same time.
Oh, I see. I was waiting for the auxiliary tender to show up, and it's like, oh yes, this is my bot.
Anyway. That's basically all I have in my to-do list now, which is a lot, but man, I'm happy to have trimmed some of this. Is that not actually my whole to-do list? My whole to-do list is this, which I'm not leaving on for enough time for anybody to read. But it's got things like other airplanes, some steam ferries, the state-of-the-art car, more networks and bridges, more Long Island Railroad stuff, Staten Island Ferry, which I really want to do. A big-ass, more modern ferry boat. Got to revamp all my Amtrak stuff, because I have that done. And I'm just sitting on the models, because I'm waiting for, like, a little bit of time to redo a locomotive, so I can release 30 cars that I did.
And then like, you got to... So pain in the ass, and it makes me angry and frustrated.
God, yeah. The import stuff. If you guys probably don't quite know, but the importing procedure and process for this game sucks. Getting these Amtrak cars in took me 9 hours to get this.
It's very
the phase
bad.
1 stuff.
It's extremely bad.
And I haven't even uploaded them, because the second I upload them, then I have to repatch the sound effects files and things in a way that might make it crash or might not, and I've got to package the props and like...
There's one thing Transport Fever has over City Skylines is that the modding process is a lot less painful.
Is it less painful?
Yeah, because you can work with the stuff outside of the game. Right, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
They have a little viewer that you can bring up, and you can get all the config stuff done with a text editor instead of, going in there and having to use their special dialogue boxes that aren't as responsive. You can do, basically, you just have to, you can do everything other than watching the train go outside of the game without, booting it up.
That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Superliner, which I've partially released, but I've done a bunch of textures for it, as a whole bunch of other trains. Weirdly, maybe not weirdly, I don't know, but way back in the day, during the Alusha series, Fresh Popcorn asked for a couple trains before he vanished again. And I did them. And they were cool. Oh, come on. Ooh, not quite. That's the locomotive. That might be why. But I have a bunch of like Alaska Railroad prototype stuff sitting around, not going anywhere. But yeah, I released these as part of the Phase 3 stuff, but I did proper textures for all of them too. As goddamn, I'm trying to find all the right textures things. That's not right. That's also not right. I did proper textures for them more modern, but I haven't used them yet.
Yeah, I found out there is apparently a substantial amount of infrastructure built to connect the Alaska Railroad to the mainland U.S. rail network. It's just that nowhere near being completed. But there's like bridges built and like right-of-ways identified.
Really?
As far as like Delta Junction.
Are they planning on doing that ever?
Maybe. Hey, you know, if someone has the foresight to do that. They won't, but
Who knows?
There's at least one really big bridge, which is currently used as sort of a road bridge between one half of a military base and the other.
Weird.
Yeah.
Am I gonna make optimized low poly versions? Those are the optimized low poly versions.
Optimize.
I model the dumb way. In that I don't make a high poly one and then bake it. I just make one. And
yeah,
get sad.
I do the baking.
You do the smart bake way.
What's the what is it that someone said baking is they call it. There's apparently a new, like, more manly way to say baking. I don't recall what it is offhand.
Huh. Weird. But yeah, so these Superliner cars were gonna play as the Alaska Railroad, like, big dome cars. Those, like, weird Colorado railcar full-length domes.
This must be nice to be go in, because there's just windows everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna have just Superliners just to make it an easy conversion, because I already had the model. Yeah, face cam is gone. I turned that one off intentionally. I'm getting tired and I'm like slouching. I don't want you guys to see my posture because I'm embarrassed. Yeah, these never came out. I might release them someday. Who knows? Because they turned out nice. I've got a whole train of these things. And some Alucia freight car stuff too. That I accidentally released. Oops.
That'll do it, yeah. I mean, you very rarely see Alaska Railroad equipment on the mainland. I've always been kind of... because they do have that car float, right? I would expect some equipment to make it down every once in a while, but it doesn't seem like it does.
No, I don't think it doesn't. But because I screwed up, you see Alucia Railroad boxcars coming down all the time because I accidentally packaged it for release with the regular boxcar stuff.
There you go.
Oops. Slow slouch pics on stream. No. I'm slouching. If you made crazy high tri-assets, you'd make US stuff. You'd so make US stuff so much, though your models are amazing for those big US builds.
I actually think the right option is to go with the amount of triangles proportional to that pallet of barrels in Industries. That's probably about right. I'd say Colossal Order gave us the go-ahead there to model at that level of detail. So,
please no.
If the frame rate goes down, I just sue them and say, make a better game. You know, if I can't do this.
For those of you guys who don't know, there was an asset released with Industries that's this tiny little barrel, like pallet of barrels, of like inexplicably old-timey wood barrels. And it's 23,000 triangles, which in this case is about 20 of these train cars, maybe 18 of these train cars, and it's maybe the same width and like the length of one of these windows. It's very small.
Yeah, that was funny because I put up a meme that showed more triangles than who was it who makes the big nice Paris buildings?
Guise, I think.
Yes, that two of those
equaled one of these tiny little.
Two of the pallets of barrels equaled one of his gigantic, beautiful Paris building.
Yep. It's crazy. I mean, it's all about a detailed density. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's trying to balance it. I tend to be on this is a game where you play from a camera angle at closest this close
Yeah.
most of the time, and trying to do all of this crazy extra detailing is mostly just extra. I'm adding more of it more and more now. Like the E8 I did was my first ever released one with a coupler more interesting than this rectangle.
Now I'm looking at you flipping on and off the subsurf now, and now I'm thinking like whatever it is, and I'm thinking like, oh, I could make a new flyer bus, right? And then
Just make
turn
a regular
subsurf on. It's an RTS now.
RTS. Those are on my to-do list. I'm trying to find good reference for them. The bus reference is surprisingly hard to find. We'll see. Might try to sneak some from work.
Walk outside and look at one.
Exactly. That's honestly really nice, is I can just go take a bunch of pictures, which is handy. Anyway, yeah, I saw a person on the Steam Workshop who makes cars for City Skylines that are all like 23,000 triangles. Yeah, that sort of stuff is crazy. It's making stuff for other games. Like, I keep telling everybody who makes like super high try stuff, almost all of my assets are underneath 2,500 triangles. They almost all use 1,000 pixel square textures. And like, I'm seeing other people who are making trains and things with like 2,000 by 4,000 textures and 5,000 triangles. I'm like, hey guys, make mods for Transport Fever, please.
Hey, you're probably too much textures there. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's kind of both, right? I mean, you don't need that much to get a lot of the shaping, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you do, but you can decimate afterwards pretty handily. And like, again, most of the time we view this game from no closer than here.
Yep.
Which is what you need to be building for. We're making midground and background models. So he asked, what kind of CPU do I have? I have an old-ish Core i7 5960X. It's 8 cores, 16 threads at 3 gigahertz, which is awesome. It kicks ass, but also it's not great for City Skylines.
I don't know what would be good for City Skylines.
Generally speaking, you want 4 to 6 cores, 8 to 12 threads as fast as possible.
Okay.
So mine is much better for like V-Ray rendering.
That makes sense.
Which is what I built it and got it for. 2 weeks before City Skylines came out. So
yes.
It was that for 2 weeks. Because what's fun is occasionally I'll turn my City Skylines models and I have a V-Ray license, so I'll do stuff like that, which you'll see in just a second.
Did that Superliner just give birth to a boxcar?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, Jesus.
It's an MHC. It's a cut down MHC.
Oh, well, that'll do it, yeah.
There was a guy not too long ago who made a pretty average try asset but made the textures 4K on a solid color.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, God. Anyway, this is the, you'll see it pretty soon, but like, this is my same viewliner for City Skylines, just modified in V-Ray. And this is the sort of stuff that I like doing a lot, because I think it's very pretty. And that's what requires a lot of computer beef.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, with all the nice ray tracing. Yeah.
Yep. Also, you've seen this, right?
I don't know what this is.
Well, you'll see it soon. I lost so Beard Monkey made this and sent it to me. It's Buffalo Central Terminal.
Oh, I have seen that, yes.
But I completely lost the file, so I asked him for him again the other day. So I figured this could be good for the Penn Central era stuff.
That would be useful, yeah.
Just needs a little bit of finishing.
Yeah, get a couple finishing touches on it. Doing pretty good.
Yeah. No, I'm thrilled with the way it looks.
Is there a road that goes under the concourse or a railroad?
Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's been slightly tweaked and modified to fit City Skylines, so that fits directly over an avenue.
Ah, okay.
So it'll work very, very nicely, but we'll be able to have Buffalo Central. fact, let me load up the picture of it fitting directly over. There we go. That should work. Anyway. I'm trying to think if I've done any other cool stuff to show off before I head off. Now that City Skylines would take another half hour to boot back up. But yeah, so you can probably see pretty soon the Buffalo Central coming over the avenue there. Should be pretty
cool. I see, because I was looking at that picture earlier, and I thought that was 2 railroad tracks going through there.
This is fun. So this is just a quick side render I did, basically, of all my California Zephyr cars, or of the California Zephyr for cities, before I finished up the textures and the model. So all the correct cars are modeled out. All the domes. I can't wait to get this thing in game. Just need to model some PA1s.
Does that say not California Zephyr on it?
Yeah, it does.
That's funny.
Hey, I always do fake ones, so this is the not California Zephyr for the time being. It's a silver something, because I couldn't figure out a good car name. But yeah, it's got all these, including the best car of them all, the dome observation, which I'm thrilled about.
I was always surprised that they never came up with like a dome observation where the dome was combined with the observation part.
That would be neat. I have an eventual want to do of like a viewliner based streamlined consist like this.
That'd be cool.
But like with viewliner, it'd probably be more like sun lounges, like those old Florida East Coast cars.
Right.
Or not Florida East Coast. You know what I'm talking about. Atlantic coastline, I think. Whoever it was. Seaboard. I don't know. But just so it still fits Plate A. But to have like
the Baltimore and Ohio's had some dome cars.
Yes, I have those modeled actually.
Oh.
I've got those. I did the Stratodome. Neither of them made it to that. Let me open that up actually. I'll thrilled to show that off. Yeah, but I have the Stratodome just to be completionist. I haven't textured any specific liveries and things yet for it though. The Milwaukee Skytop Lounge. That's kind of a dome integrated with.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, I feel like. But if like the dome actually came up, I don't know.
That's a car I need to make. I should put that on my list. I have a list of like small cars to make to actually get like 100% Bud car completion. I haven't done a bag dorm. Haven't done basically
an RDC.
I need to do the RDC. I need to do the jet powered RDC just because it kicks ass.
Oh, that would be funny, yeah.
Just acceleration of 0.1, top speed of 400.
Yeah.
Capacity of 30.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that in the M-Track episode.
Oh, crap, are you? Please don't.
Yeah.
Damn
just
it.
Briefly.
Okay, so you won't need it for cities yet?
Nah, because
okay.
I'm going to use actual footage of the testing.
Excellent, thank you. I was like, oh, crap, wait.
Right when the because they did that right after the Japanese did the Shinkansen, right?
Yep.
Because everyone was panicking because, oh my God, the Japanese have fast trains and we have nothing in America. So like, well, that was funded as part of the High Speed Ground Transportation Act.
Yep, that gave us the Metroliner.
We got to do testing on high-speed equipment, but we have nothing that goes that fast. So let's just strap a jet engine on top of an RDC and see what happens.
And it worked. And a lot of the stuff they learned from that went into the, whatever it's called. Jesus.
The Metroliner.
Metroliners, thank you.
Your taxpayer dollars at work.
Do you have a slumber coach in your E8 trains? Yes, I do. It's kind of a generic, so I have, in order to get the texture resolution, you can see it here just on screen now. It's not, both sides of all of my cars are exactly the same. So I kind of have a weird sleeping car that's the bedroom side of the car, but on both sides. So it doesn't have a lot of windows. And then I have a slumber coach that has the staggered windows all over the place. God, this song again? Stop, it's way too loud. Okay. Are you gonna work properly and reload properly? There we go. So yeah, now you should be able to see the Stratodome I did. These things are sleek as hell. They're like forward raked little Stratodome.
Oh yeah.
They're so
be
cool.
Fit in the tunnels.
But they didn't have to like rake them forward. They're just really cool.
That's true.
Anyway, somebody asked, what am I doing? Can I explain? I'm just filling for time. Kind of. I don't know. I'm showing a bunch of like work in progress stuff and stuff that's not released yet. Yeah, you can see it now.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So one thing that's super nice about the way I did all these, they're all based off of, I did the most complicated car first. So I did the dome mobs. So all the textures are based off of that. So you do one livery and it'll just port over to every single car. Which is handy.
That works.
Yep. So literally I just like, all the Bud cars share most of the texture stuff. Anyway. Alright. God, the music is still loud. At least to me. I'm gonna turn it down. I think that's it. What do you think?
That sounds about right. We've been going for 3 hours and 50 minutes now.
That's a nice long time, and we've been like out of City Skylines for like an hour.
That's true, yeah.
Which I think rounds it about off. So here, it's time to transition to the ending card. What do you think about that one when it comes up?
Well, I can't see it yet.
when it comes up. You'll see it soon. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been fun. I want to do more streams. I say that every time I stream. Thank you for being on here, Donoteat.
Oh, no problem.
For clearly the most important stream you've been on this weekend.
Should we finish off with a joke?
Yeah, let's finish off with a joke. Let's go.
All right. So there's 2 goldfish, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them asks the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?"
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is B. Squicklehausen.
This is Donoteat. Good night.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
At least I will. I don't know if you'll be here. Probably, though.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
All right. See you guys. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.